From Foundations Field in Hamilton, Ohio, it is game number 2 of the Great Lakes League semifinals between your Xenia Scouts and the Hamilton Joes. Andrew Alix here, alongside my broadcast partner, Noah Jones. You will hear from Noah in just a moment. The Scouts dropped the first game last night by a score of 5-4. A late rally by the Scouts in the bottom of the 9th inning was not enough to propel them to a Game 1 victory. So now they come here to Hamilton tonight in a win or go home situation, and they will send Jorge Lozano to the mound to do it. We're going to give you the Scout starting lineups before we get anything else done here. First, batting first and playing left field is going to be Adrian Marquez. John Sharp batting second and playing third. Batting third and playing right field is going to be Jeremy Barth. The designated hitter, Evan McDonald, is batting fourth. Batting fifth and playing first base is going to be Colt Wolf. Don Ring is catching, and batting sixth, Ryan O'Hearn playing center field. And batting seventh, batting eighth, and playing second base is going to be Carrie Holloway. And your everyday shortstop, Mr. Aaron Valance. He is batting ninth. The starting pitcher, like we said, Jorge Lozano. But let's get to the starting pitcher now for the opposing Hamilton Joes. The starting pitcher is Mr. Chase Antle. Antle from Bowling Green State University, a native of Grove City, Ohio. The 6'3" sophomore has pitched 31 and a third innings pitched this regular season. 3.28 ERA to show for it. He struck out 41 and walked 23, propelling him to a 4-1 record on the season. I couldn't have wrote my notes out any better myself. And what are the keys to tonight's game, you think, Noah?
Keys to tonight's game is going to be getting on the board early, as Jorge has shown that he's going to be able to dominate this lineup, and he did it just last week. And so he's going to hopefully come out and do the same thing here at this field tonight. He plays big as a pitcher's park, so it's going to be a little tough for runs on both sides. But if the Scouts can jump on the board early and often, then they'll be able to take care of business and bring the game to Game 3 at home tomorrow night.
Yeah, a very big game, and the Scouts with the advantage, obviously, at home, but dropping the first game at their home ballpark. They are going to have to take a game at the Hamilton Joes Stadium. And we talk about the performance that Lozano had the other week, or just last week, I should say, against these very same Hamilton Joes, and it was an incredibly impressive pitching performance by Lozano. Lozano went 9 innings, allowing 1 earned run, striking out 9, and walking. I don't think he walked anyone in that game. I'm looking at my book right now. The only hits he gave up were a home run off the bat of Dane Tofflin, a triple from Ben Spitznagel, and a single from Jake Murray. He actually did walk 3 in the game, so I rephrase. But regardless, a dominating pitching performance from Lozano when we needed him most just last week. And obviously the fact that the Scouts won the South Division coming down to a tiebreaker between the Scouts and the Joes. So both the game that Lozano pitched at home and the game that you pitched at this ballpark the day before playing such a big role in that Scouts South Division championship.
Yeah, the Joes are a notorious fastball hitting team. The key that Jorge had last time that he came out is his changeup was very, very good, and that's why he was able to get those 9 strikeouts. So he's going to come back out today and hope that he can get that going early, and along with his curveball and his slider. And if he has all 4 pitches rolling, he's going to be a dangerous pitcher out on the mound.
And you look at the Scouts lineup, and you see Marquez in the leadoff role, an interesting change of pace the Bubba Kings has taken into this postseason. We saw Marquez out in the leadoff role very early, and we know the power that he has, obviously, to the left field side. A bit of a bigger ballpark here in Hamilton. The dimensions, we're talking 330 to the corners and 390 to deep center. You might notice the pitchers, or the batter's eye, I should say, out there, the big black area in deep center field. Regular size fence pretty much everywhere else, but the Scouts, I don't think they have hit a home run at this stadium in the 3 games that they have played here. And I believe, have we even allowed a home run?
I don't believe that we have.
Yeah, no, all the home runs that have happened between these 2 teams coming at Grady's Field in Xenia. But defensively, here's the lineup for the Hamilton Joes. They are out in the field right now. Jake Murray is catching. Bryson Shelton at first. Jackson Boyce at second. Tyler Freese at short. Dane Tofflin is at third. Ben Spitznagel is in left. Kyle Moore in center. And Tyler Thaman is in right field. And the Scouts will obviously send Marquez, John Sharp, and Jeremy Barth to the plate here to lead things off. Bubba Cates is about to head out to third base. And we saw the Scouts. They started off yesterday's contest with 3 consecutive hits, unable to score. I believe it was 19 runners stranded throughout the game yesterday, and the situational hitting is going to be the big key here if the Scouts want to continue their season.
Yeah, they had 8 hits within the first 3 innings and left 8 men left aboard in those first innings. They had bases loaded, first and second, and then bases loaded again, in which they just couldn't cash in. And it's been a struggle the whole season for him, really, has been the big hit, and especially with Chandler Adkins going down, unfortunately, with the Scouts. And so we're just going to have to see who's going to step up here in the postseason.
So now Adrian Marquez comes to the plate, and we are about to get this game underway. It's the Hamilton Joes and the Xenia Scouts in Game 2 of the Great Lakes semifinals. First pitch is fouled down the first base line, and that is strike number 1. Adrian Marquez, the left fielder from Wright State University. He is a .275 hitter on the year, 3 doubles, 2 triples, 5 home runs, and 16 RBIs in last night's contest. Marquez took a 1-for-6 night. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Antil. And Queso hits that foul back over the parking garage, and that is going to hit a car on the fly. Don't understand why anyone would park directly behind us. We are here live from the roof of the press box at Foundation Field in Hamilton, Ohio. The count 0-2 to the lefty Marquez against the right-handed pitcher. Andel sets and delivers the 0-2 pitch, and that one is high and outside. Moves the count 1-2. Marquez, we talked about his power just a minute ago, and he has been heating up of late, hitting in 7 of his last 8 games heading into the postseason. 1-2 pitch, and Queso swinging and missing on a fastball on the inside. A strikeout to start things off for the pitcher Antiel, and with 1 away, it's going to bring John Sharp to the plate.
Yeah, Marquez had, I believe, 2 or 3 strikeouts last night, and all of them, 3 of them actually. So to start off this game with the same thing is not what you want to see, but John Sharp now coming to the plate, who is absolutely red hot last night.
Yeah, John Sharp in last night's contest, a 3-for-4 night. He was 1-for-3 against Antle the last time these two teams faced off, and he fouls first pitch right back into the screen. The count goes 0-1 here with 1 out in the top of the first inning. The Scouts and the Hamilton Joes are still scoreless. John Sharp, the native of Knoxville, Tennessee, he bats from the right side against the right-handed pitcher. Antle looks to the catcher, Jake Murray. Now here comes the 0-1 pitch. And John lifts that one high in the air towards center field. The center fielder, Kyle Moore, is chasing back. He's at the track and is going to make the catch on the run for out number 2. So John Sharp putting a good barrel on that ball, but just not enough to get it behind the speedy center fielder Moore, who played that ball very, very well, Noah.
Yeah, that ball was hit well, but once again, a pitcher's park 390 to dead center field plus the extra hitter's eye, making it a very, very tall fence. It's going to be tough to be able to get a charge and send one out. We saw actually in the game that I pitched last, a couple that were hit well and just stayed in the park. It's a very much a pitcher's park here.
So now Jeremy Barth to the plate. Barth, the right fielder. Last night he took a 3-for-5 day, also drew a walk. First pitch to him taken on the outside, ball number 1. 1 ball, no strikes, and 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. The Scouts and the Hamilton Joes are still scoreless. Barth, a .250 hitter on the season, 12 doubles, a home run, and 21 RBIs. 1-0 pitch goes way upstairs, moves the count 2-0.
Yeah, Barth, who is hitting up above 300 for a good part of the season, and then just hit a bad slump at the end. It was nice to see him break out yesterday.
He hits that ball into shallow left center field. The center fielder, Kyle Moore, moves over, calls off the left fielder's pitch nagel, and makes the grab for out number 3. So the Scouts go down in order in the top of the first. No runs on, no hits, and nobody left aboard. We have played the first half inning of baseball here at Foundation Field in Hamilton. A scoreless game between the Xenia Scouts and the Hamilton Joes. A lot of baseball action yet to come. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. The bottom of the first inning we go. It's Andrew Alix alongside Noah Jones here at Foundation Field in Hamilton. The Scouts went down 1-2-3 in the top of the first, and now they are going to send their fiery Dominican right-hander to the mound. That is Jorge Lozano. Lozano from Wright State University, a 2.26 ERA on the year, 51 2/3 innings pitched, a 5-0 record. First pitch now. That one up and away, ball number one. Lozano facing off here against Ben Spitznagel, the league MVP, a 293 hitter on the year with 26 RBIs, 8 doubles, 3 triples, and 1 home run. He fouls the 1-0 pitch hard out of play down the right field side. Going to even the count up, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, Spitznagel, who hit just about 400 against pretty much everyone in the regular season, has been effectively controlled against the Scouts, especially in the last few games.
1-1 pitch upstairs. The count moves 2 balls and a strike. Spitznagel from UNC Greensboro finished 3rd in Division I this past spring in hits overall. And just coming to work here in the Great Lakes League, the 2-1 pitch from Lozano, that one in the dirt. Good job there by Donald Ring to get in front of it defensively for the Scouts. It's Ring catching. Colt Wolf at first, Kerry Holloway at second, AV at short, John Sharp at third, Marquez in left, O'Hearn in center, and Jeremy Barth in right. The 3-1 pitch, and that one is hit high in the air towards deep right field. Jeremy Barth is chasing back. He's at the track, and he's going to watch that fly. A leadoff home run from Ben Spitznagel gives the Hamilton Joes a 1-0 lead, and not the start that Jorge Lozano wanted.
Yeah, definitely not. He just left that pitch up and in, and Spitznagel was able to turn on it and put a charge into it and work to the shorter part of this pitcher's park, but had enough power to send it on out of here.
So 1-0 already here in favor of the Hamilton Joes. So not the start Lozano wanted, but we saw him give up a home run in the last outing that he had, a solo shot off the bat of Dane Toughlin. But yeah, Lozano's just going to have to shake that off and get back to work here because the Scouts are really depending on him to have a really impressive outing here and push the Scouts into this Game 3 situation. But Spitznagel, that is his 2nd home run of the regular season and postseason combined, and Jackson Boyce takes first pitch into center field. That's going to drop in front of Ryan O'Hearn, a base hit. So 2 hits to start the day off of Jorge Lozano, and 1 out and nobody on for the guy who hit a home run off of him last time he pitched, Dane Toughlin. Toughlin, the 3rd baseman from Indiana State, a 379 hitter on the year. That's with 11 doubles, a couple of triples, and 9 home runs. One of them, like we mentioned, coming off of Lozano, a 38 RBIs on the year. So 1 on and nobody out. 1-0 Hamilton is your score. And Toughlin, who bats from the left side against the righty Lozano. A lot of speed over at first base. His first pitch is taken low and away.
Yeah, Toughlin has a very big build, and just coming to the plate, you could see and just tell that he has a natural power body, and he's flexed that throughout the league this year in the Great Lakes.
30 stolen bases for the man at first, Jackson Boyce. He takes a big lead, and that pitch from Lozano taken low and away again. So 2 pitches, 2 balls here to Toughlin. Toughlin, who was the Great Lakes League top pro prospect in the end of the year awards, and a guy, like you talked about his build, you talk about his natural athleticism and that swing. And no surprise why he would catch the eye of some scouts. Pickoff attempt over to first to try to get Jackson Boyce. Was not going to get there in time. Lozano being very careful with the runner here. It's 1 on and nobody out. Hamilton leads by a score of 1-0 already here. So now the 2-0 pitch from Lozano. Pickoff attempt, and they got him caught in a pickle. Throw on over to second is going to get past the glove of Vallis. Kerry Holloway backing it up, lays the tag on. And that one is in time, so they get Jackson Boyce trying to steal a base there, and a great pickoff attempt there by Lozano.
Yeah, as we mentioned, he already had the 30 stolen bases. I'm sure that between Bubba Cates and Jorge, I'm sure that they both knew that, and they were going to make sure that he didn't pick up his 31st and an easy move into scoring position. So Jorge doing a very good job with that.
So taking speed off the base pass there, that is out number 1. So 1 away now, the count 2-0. Lozano, here's the 2-0 pitch. And that one plunks Toughlin on the outside shoulder, and he is going to get a free 90 feet. A hit by pitch for Lozano puts Toughlin to board, and it's going to bring Bryson Shelton to the plate with 1 out.
Yeah, definitely not the start that Jorge wanted. He seems like he just can't effectively establish the pitches that he wants to just yet. But hopefully he'll be able to turn that around here, as he is still just 1 pitch away from getting out of this with just the 1 home run and possibly getting the Scouts back into the dugout just trailing 1 here.
And obviously, 1 run is Obviously not that much in the grand scheme of things. Hopefully, if the Scouts offense can come out the way that we want them to, and Lozano, a guy who pitched so effectively against this lineup last time, just has to get into his groove. First pitch to Bryson Shelton, swinging a miss ball on the inside. Lozano ahead in the count, 0-1 now with one away. Shelton from Trevecca Nazarene University, a Division II school in Nashville. He is a .291 hitter on the year. That is with 11 doubles, 4 triples, 3 home runs, a league high 45 RBIs. Pitch there, fastball outside part of the plate, in there for a called strike. Good pitch there by Jorge.
Yeah, very good pitch down and away on the outside, like possibly an off-speed pitch, and that's definitely what Jorge's going to want to lean on against this fastball hitting Joe's team.
So Lozano ahead in the count, 0-2 now. Here's the pitch, and the runner goes. That one is upstairs. Don Ring throws on over to second, and the throw will be in time. Good job by Aaron Valance there, scooping it out of the dirt and gets Dane Toughlin swinging. It looked like almost a pitch out there on that way upstairs fastball. So outs number 1 and 2 coming on the base pass, and Lozano ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes against Bryson Shelton now, and trying to get out of this inning with minimal damage. Lozano, he looks to the catcher. Ring. Here's the pitch, and that one is fouled right back. Shelton just getting a piece there. We are going to stay at 1 and 2. Bryson Shelton in the last matchup against Lozano. He took an 0 for 4 day. Couple groundouts, a flyout, and a strikeout to end the contest. If you remember that, that came in a big spot for Lozano with 1 on and a 1-run lead in the bottom of the 9th with the guy who, in Bryson Shelton, with obviously a lot of power and can drive some runs in. Lozano getting him there that day, but 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 1st. The pitch from Lozano, and that one high and outside. We're going to even things up, 2 and 2. It's Andrew Alix here alongside Noah Jones. We are in the bottom of the 1st inning. Hamilton leads Xenia by a score of 1-0. Lozano, the 2-2 pitch, and that one taken just up and away. The count will go full now. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. With 2 away, the 3-2 pitch, and that one is grounded over towards second base. Kerry Holloway moves over. Shuffle pass over to first will be in time for out number 3, but 1 run on 2 hits and nobody left aboard for the Hamilton Joes in the bottom of the 1st. We have played 1. Hamilton leads Xenia by a score of 1-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Back here in the top of the 2nd inning, Scouts trailing by a score of 1-0. And it's going to be Evan McDonald to the plate. First pitch to Evan. He hits that one high in the air towards right. The right fielder Tyler Thaman is calling for it. He'll come under it and make the grab. That is out number 1. So Evan McDonald, 1 pitch, 1 out to start things off here. And with the 1 away, it's going to bring Colt Wolf to the plate. And not the at-bat that McDonald seemed to have wanted there. But obviously still very early here as The Scouts just trying to get into the swing of things. And Colt Wolf comes to the plate. First pitch to him. He takes that one up and away, ball number 1. Wolf from Calvin College. And he checks his swing on 1-0. Appeal to the field umpire says yes, he did go around, so that'll even the count up. 1 ball and 1 strike now. And Wolf taking way on the outside. So that moves the count. 2 balls and a strike here with 1 out in the top of the 2nd inning. The Scouts trail this ball game by a score of 1-0. Trying to get our scoreboard updated here, but 2-1 pitch, and Wolf hits that one high in the air. It's about near me, but it's going to go way out of play. A foul ball that evens up the count 2-2. And we talk about Colt Wolf, a guy with a lot of power, and the Scouts looking to string some hits together here and maybe get a bit of a rally going, Noah.
Yeah, Colt would be definitely one of the guys who has been clutch enough in these close game situations to be able to spark a rally, as he's done in extra innings and just regular innings as well. So he would definitely be one of the power bats he would want to rely on.
2-2 pitch. Wolf checks his swing there. Did he go around? Appeal to the field umpire says he did not. So the count goes full here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. And Wolf takes on the inside. Or check that. That was the 2-2 pitch. So now we're at 3-2. Myself and the scoreboard wrong. 3-2 now. Wolf awaits. The pitch. And that one is high, ball 4. So I called it a little bit early, but Colt Wolf draws a 1-out walk, and the Scouts with their first base runner of the day against Chase Anteel. And it's going to bring Don Ring to the plate, a guy who came up in a big spot last night in a pinch hitting role. I wasn't a pinch hitting role, but more of a double switch role, sparking that Scouts rally in the bottom of the 9th, Noah.
Yeah, Don has been actually swinging the bat a lot hotter as of late. He's been working on a few things in the cage, and he's really changed a few things in his swing, and you saw what it did last night, but it's also been something that's been on the positive side for the Scouts of offense. So they're hoping that him back in the lineup consistently tonight would be a good thing, and maybe he could be a spark for the Scouts.
So he steps in. Don bats from the left side. First pitch, and he takes that one high in the air. It's going to go in foul territory on the left field side. Spitznagel takes a couple of steps into foul territory and makes the grab. Out number 2 now.
The center fielder.
Yeah, and with the matchup that we saw between Jorge and Antol last time, it was a very close pitchers matchup, and we would expect something similar today. So the Scouts, every base runner that they're going to want to try and get into scoring position and cash in on. Is you just don't know how many of those you're going to get tonight.
So 1 out. Our 2 outs and 1 on for Colt Wolf now. Here's the first pitch to Ryan O'Hearn, and that one is a chopper. And that's going to bounce into right field, a base hit. So Ryan O'Hearn is aboard with a single. And let me tell you, Noah, nobody hits the Scouts.
Nobody does. Shout out to Dave Nah, Mr. AIA himself.
Mr. Athletes in Action Baseball, Dave Nah. And now with 2 on and 2 outs, the Scouts with a big RBI opportunity for a guy who's been swinging the bat very well in Kerry Holloway.
Yeah, Kerry has been absolutely tearing it up the last few games after starting off the season very slow, but picking it up late, and hopefully that'll be at the right time for the Scouts, and maybe he can drive in the first run of the day here.
So Holloway, first pitch. Kerry fouls that one straight back into the screen. The count goes 0-1. Holloway on the year. A .283 hitter, 3 doubles, 10 RBIs. His biggest hit coming against Licking County this past Sunday, a bases clearing triple that kind of cemented that Xenia lead. 0-1. Holloway awaits the pitch, and that one taken just off the plate. It's going to even the count up 1-1. It's runners at first and second with 2 outs in the top of the 2nd inning. The Scouts trailing this game by a score of 1-0.
Yeah, Kerry, that bases loaded triple ended up really cementing not only that game, but the Southern Division Championship as well.
He awaits the 1-1 now. Antle sets, delivers. And Carey fouls that one high in the air on the first base side. The first baseman, Bryson Shelton, goes all the way to the fence, but he watches it fly. So Holloway now behind in the count 1-2. Carey, he bats from the right side against the right-handed pitcher. The freshman, or just finishing up his freshman year at Andrew College. It's been a mainstay in the Scouts lineup, both for defensive purposes and at the plate. 1-2 pitch, and Holloway takes all the way on the outside. Colt Wolf is going to take 90 feet there, advancing to third, and now with a 2-2 count, the Scouts have runners at the corners, and the tying run just 90 feet away. And we talked earlier about, coming up in big spots for the runners in scoring position, and Holloway looking to break the trend of yesterday's contest.
Yeah, that's hopefully with the heads-up base running there of Colt Wolf, as that ball really didn't skip that far away from the catcher, but Colt had a pretty good jump on it, and the catcher really had no shot. So Carey, with the tying run just 90 feet away, he's going to hope to kind of break the tradition that's been going on the past few games with them.
Wolf is at third, O'Hearn at first. The count 2 balls, 2 strikes, but 2 outs. Antle delivers, and that one is up and away. We're going to go full. Holloway yesterday took an 0-for-3 day, did draw 2 walks, an opportunity to draw another one here possibly. Load the bases for Aaron Valance. 3-2. The pitch, runner goes, and Carey hits that one into deep right field. The right fielder Thaman's going back, and he's going to catch it on the run for out number 3. So Carey Holloway put a very good bat on that ball, but just not enough. And that is out number 3. The Scouts with no runs on 1 hit and 2 men left aboard. We have reached the middle of the second inning. Xenia trails Hamilton by a score of 1-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Bottom of the second inning we go here. Andrew Alix alongside Noah Jones. Scouts trail by a score of 1-0 here against the Hamilton Joes. And in to lead things off for the Joes is going to be Kyle Moore. First pitch from Jorge Lozano is hit high in the air towards center field. Ryan O'Hearn takes a couple steps back, but now he's coming in under it and makes the grab. Out number 1, 1 pitch, 1 out to get the very talented center fielder. And probably exactly what Lozano needed after allowing the leadoff home run in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, another dangerous power hitter up to the plate there to start off another inning. And for Jorge, that's a big pitch and a big out there for him.
So now with 1 away, it's going to bring Tyler Thaman to the plate. Thaman, the right fielder from Miami University at Hamilton. First pitch. Lozano delivers fastball upstairs. 1-0 goes the count. 1 away here in the bottom of the second inning. The Scouts trail the Hamilton Joes by a score of 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. And that time fastball on the outside. So Thaman ahead in the count, 2-0. Tyler Thaman, A .269 hitter this season, 4 doubles, 3 triples, a home run, and 17 RBIs. The 2-0 pitch is hit hard down the third base line. John Sharp diving. Throw on over to first will be in time. Scooped on one bounce by Colt Wolf. The crowd here doesn't like it, but looked like the right call from my angle. No bias involved. And a great play there defensively by John Sharp, as well as on the receiving end by Colt Wolf to get a big out there for Jorge Lozano.
Yeah, with a great play like that where John Sharp makes a full extension dive to be able to stop a ball and throwing across very quickly. Very, very often, even in the close calls, you'll see that the umpire will give it to him as an out.
First pitch to Ben Havel is hit into deep center field. Ryan O'Hearn takes a lot of steps back, but comes under it and makes the grab. So a easy breezy 1-2-3 inning for Jorge Lozano in the bottom of the second inning. No runs on no hits and nobody left aboard for the Hamilton Joes. We have played 2. The Hamilton Joes lead the Xenia Scouts by a score of 1-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We are back here in the top of the third inning. Andrew Alix alongside Noah Jones. The Scouts trail the Hamilton Joes by a score of 1-0 and coming to the plate for the third time now. They're going to try to get on the board here. They're going to send Aaron Valance, Adrian Marquez, and John Sharp to the plate. And Aaron Valance steps in against the starting pitcher, Chase Antle. Valance bats from the right side. First pitch, upstairs, ball 1, AV. A 159 hitter on the year with 9 RBIs. We saw him yesterday take a 0 for 3 day, and he waves and misses at the 1-0 pitch. Evens the count up, a ball and a strike. Valance from Wayland Baptist University in the state of Texas, an NAIA school in the Sooner Athletic Conference. 1-1 pitch, up and in. Moves the count 2-1. Valance has played shortstop pretty much every day for the Xenia Ball Club and basically the defensive king of this team. 2-1, and AV waves there. Evens at the count 2-2.
Yeah, and making a lot of diving plays and a lot of hard-hit balls just make look routine out there. And it's just been very much a mainstay over there at shortstop and very much has been helpful for the team.
2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. They got him on the changeup that time. So Aaron Valance strikes out for out number 1. And the second strikeout of the day for the pitcher, Chase Antle. It's going to bring Adrian Marquez to the plate for the second time today. Marquez, he was the first strikeout victim of Chase Antle. That was to lead off the game. So he awaits first pitch now. Adrian takes fastball high, the count 1-0. Marquez, the left fielder from Wright State University. The 1-0 pitch. And Marquez fouls that one straight back, just missing there. Evens of the count, 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out here in the top of the third. The Scouts trailing by a score of 1-0. Xenia, they have managed 1 hit so far today. That came off the bat of Ryan O'Hearn. 1-1 delivery. And that one, very good pitch, finds the outside part of the plate and What was that, Noah?
I believe that was his sliders. That's been his go-to pitch against the Scouts, and it's a very sharp late slider that the Scouts have almost had some trouble hitting.
1-2 pitch. And Adrian hits that one in the air. A diving second baseman, Jackson Boyce, takes it. They're going to say it was in the air for out number 1. And Boyce kind of picked up his glove and showed the ball, and the first base umpire signaling, yeah, that ball was in the air. I don't know if Corey Coobs likes that or if that's just some conversation there, but mark it down as an F4. Jackson Boyce robbing Adrian Marquez of a single, maybe a double, depending on how it rolls. But a quick 2 outs here for the starting pitcher, Antle, and John Sharp comes to the plate now for the second time. John, he is 0 for 1 on the day, a .303 hitter this regular season with 14 RBIs. First pitch swung on and missed. 0-1 goes the count. I mentioned it earlier, Sharp, a very impressive day yesterday at 3 for 4, but he takes on the outside 0-1, evens at the count, a ball and a strike. Sharp just finished up his freshman year at Lipscomb University in Nashville, Tennessee. 1-1 delivery way on the outside. Sharp moving ahead in this count, 2-1.
Yeah, Sharp has shown a very good mix between power and average with the Scouts this year, as he's hit over 300 with a pair of home runs and pair of triples and 3 doubles.
2-1 pitch is fouled straight back over the press box, so the count evens up 2 balls and 2 strikes, but 2 outs here in the top of the third. The Scouts are trailing in this elimination playoff game here at Foundation Field in Hamilton. Antle looks to the catcher, Murray. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that one is going to be in the zone. A called strike 3. John Sharp goes down looking to end the inning for the Xenia Scouts. So in the top of the third, the Scouts go down in order. No runs on no hits and nobody left aboard for Xenia. We have reached the middle of the third. 1-0 Hamilton Joes is your score, but a lot of baseball left to play, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go into the bottom of the third inning here. Andrew Alix alongside Noah Jones. 1-0 is the lead in favor of the Hamilton Joes. They'll bring their 8, 9, and 1 spots to the order with Jake Murray leading things off. First pitch to Murray, taking on the outside, ball number 1. Murray from Cincinnati at Claremont. He's a .303 hitter on the year with 7 RBIs, 3 doubles, and 1 home run. The 1-0 pitch. That one finds the inside part of the plate for a called strike. Evens up the count, 1-1. The only run of the game, a solo home run off the bat of the leadoff hitter Ben Spitznagel. 1-1 pitch is hit in the air back over top of us, going to go into the parking lot behind the home plate stands, but Lozano moving ahead in the count, a ball and 2 strikes now. Jorge, he looks to Don Ring, the 1-2 pitch. And that one is grounded over towards first base. It's going to find the hole and roll into right field, a base hit. So the third hit of the day for the Hamilton Joes, and they have the leadoff man aboard with their 9-hitter, Tyler Freese, to the plate. But this is not your everyday 9-hitter. No, what the Hamilton Joes have been, working in this pattern of putting one of their very talented infielders in the 9-hole to hopefully put someone on base if they do get a hit for their leadoff guy, Ben Spitznagel.
Yeah, Spitznagel, who's showing some power. They want to try to get guys on base for him to be able to drive in doubles or home runs. And So he's hoping to do just that.
First pitch, bunt in the air, foul territory. Don Ring takes it out of the air for out number one. So Tyler Freese fails on the sacrifice bunt attempt there, and a big break there for Lozano, but he's going to have to face the top of the order for the second time with Ben Spitznagel. Spitznagel, we just mentioned it, his first time up, a solo shot to lead off the game for the Hamilton Joes, and a guy who, you know, was the batting champion of the league, was the league MVP, and a big out for Lozano. So Jorge looks to Don Ring, 1 on, 1 out. First pitch. That one's taken low and away. 1-0 goes the count. 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. The Scouts trail the Hamilton Joes by a score of 1-0 as the sun begins to find a lower spot in the sky on this beautiful Thursday, July 28th evening. Pickoff attempt over to first. Not going to be in time to get Spitznagel. Jackson Boyce awaits on deck. Ben, we previously mentioned, a .393 hitter this season with 26 RBIs. 1-0 pitch from Lozano just off the plate. He falls behind in the count, 2-0.
Yeah, the clouds starting to roll in a little bit. It looks like there could be a chance of possible thunderstorms. They were supposed to be all day today and stayed away for the most part today, but could be rolling in a little bit.
Pickoff attempt again, not in time. So 2-0, the count stays here with 1 away in the bottom of the third. Andrew Alix alongside Noah Jones. Spitznagel, he bats from the left side against the righty Lozano. Infield is at double play depth. John Sharp a little bit in at third as another pickoff attempt over to first. Ryan O'Hearn a couple steps shaded towards left field. Adrian Marquez playing very shallow in left. So 2-0 the count. Don Ring, Don Ring is the catcher. Lozano the delivery. And that one fastball right down the pipe moves the count 2-1.
Yeah, Jorge has been effective at pounding the zone so far. This is one of the few counts that he's been behind in all day, and so I hope to even it up here and be able to be in the driver's seat of this count again.
That pitch from Lozano taken low and away, so he falls behind in this count 3-1. Decent sized lead over at first throughout for Jake Murray. Murray a catcher, so you assume not too much speed on the base pass.
Yeah, possibly.
But he's dancing over at first.
Big leagues just to try to avoid a double play ball.
And that ball is hit down the first base line. Colt Wolf dives but can't get to it, and that's going to roll into right field. Jake Murray heads over to second, takes a big turn, but ends up being given the break signed by the third base coach for Hamilton. And another hit there off of Jorge Lozano, the fourth of the day for the Hamilton Joes, and they have runners at first and second here with 1 out. It's going to bring a good hitter in Jackson Boyce to the plate, Noah.
Yeah, Bryce has been pretty successful here in this league so far and has had some pretty good games against the Scouts, but typically hasn't had very many runners in scoring position, fortunately for the Scouts.
Well, he comes to the plate now. 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the third inning. Boyce is 1 for 1 on the day. He got the second hit off of Lozano. That came directly following the Spitznagel leadoff home run. First pitch to Boyce. And that one's in the dirt. It's going to bounce off of the shin guard of Don Ring and go all the way towards the Hamilton dugout. Ring springs up to go get it, but both runners advancing 90 feet, and that takes the double play ball off, and Lozano finds himself in even more of a precarious situation there with the pass ball.
Yeah, Lozano, that's just a little unfortunate, as that curveball seemed to have just been a little outside of where he necessarily wanted, because even if it's in the dirt and maybe over the plate somewhere, Don will most likely be able to block that, but just getting away from him and not the pitch that he wanted.
1-0. Swing and a miss there, evens up the count, a ball and a strike.
Good change up there by Jorge to be able to make the hitter swing right through it.
Lefty-righty matchup favors the left-handed hitter Boyce, a .349 hitter on the year with 30 RBIs. He was an all-star on the north side, a second-team all-league pick. Breaking ball there from Lozano, clips the outside part of the plate, so strike 2 there, moves Lozano ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and a big out here Infield playing at regular depth.
Yeah, Jorge would love to get either a ground ball to the corners or a strikeout here to be able to try and keep the runner at third.
Holding the runner is going to be huge here, but that one finds the zone. A called strike 3. Hip, hip, Jorge, his first strikeout of the day, and it comes in a big spot to get Jackson Boyce. And now a big spot here for Lozano with Dane Tofflin coming to the plate, a guy who has hit a home run off of Jorge. His first time up, Tofflin was hit by a pitch back in the first inning, but he comes to the plate with 2 on, runners at second and third, and 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Lozano trying to keep the Hamilton lead at just 1-0 first pitch. And that one comes way on the inside, and they're going to say it got the inside part of his jersey, so 2 trips to the plate for Dane Tofflin and 2 hit by pitches. You don't see that every day.
Yeah, I was almost about to say that with the base open, you might see him be a little careful with him, but that pitch just getting away as Don Ring was setting up on the outside part of the plate, and he just didn't pull the pitch across and left it up and in, and was able to graze just the minimal part of him to be able to call that a hit by pitch.
So now a very big spot for Lozano. The bases are loaded with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. The batter, Bryson Shelton, first pitch. That one, fastball high and outside, 1-0 goes the count. Shelton is over 1 on the day, a ground out to second. His first time up, the leading RBI man in the league with 45 runs batted in this year. The 1-0 pitch. Lozano delivers high yet again, and looks like Don Ring is going to go out to the mound to have a word with Lozano. We may have seen some lightning off in the distance, so that could be bad and interesting, and might have to figure out how to set up this tent all at the same time. 2-0. Lozano the pitch, and that one is fouled straight back, almost got over the net and gave me a chance to catch that one, but goes right back into the net. It's going to even the count up, or move the count to 2-1 here with 2 away. Jorge looks to Don Ring. The bases are juiced. The 2-1 pitch, and that one taken just low and away. So now Lozano behind in the count 3-1, and he's going to have to give Bryson Shelton a pitch to hit here.
Yeah, nowhere to put him here with bases loaded.
So Jorge looks to Don Ring, the 3-1 pitch, and that one is fouled back into the parking lot. Doesn't hit a car this time, but the count now moves full, 3-2, with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Lozano trying to get himself out of a big spot. He looks to the catcher, Don Ring, shakes him off. Now he has what he wants. The 3-2 pitch. And that one is lined into left field, but catching it is Adrian Marquez after he takes a couple of steps in, and a big out, number 3. So no runs on 2 hits and 3 men left aboard for the Hamilton Joes in the bottom of the third inning. We have played 3 innings of baseball here, and the Hamilton Joes lead by a score of 1-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Top of the fourth inning here, Andrew Alix alongside Notes, trailing by a score of 1-0. Jeremy Barth in to lead things off, and he fouls the 0-1 pitch right back into the screen. Moves the count 0-2. Barth, his first time up, was retired in the top of the first inning. He went down on a fly out to left field. But Jeremy swinging and missing there. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and out number 1 here for Chase Antle, who just seems to be rolling along here.
The designated hitter number 17, Evan McDonald.
So, with 1 away, Evan McDonald comes to the plate. First pitch to Mack. Coming in now. And Evan hits that one in the air towards left. The left fielder is going to dive for it, but will not make the grab. So Evan McDonald is aboard with a single, the second hit of the day for the Xenia Scouts, and they have a man aboard with 1 on and 1 out.
Yeah, and Evan getting jammed a lot on that. Almost seemed like a pitch that very well could have broken his bat, but he was able to use a bit of the power that he has in his stroke to just be able to kind of push that ball into the outfield, and just fell right in front of Spitznagel on the diving attempt.
So now Colt Wolf to the plate. First pitch. Wolf takes fastball outside part of the plate for a called strike 1. Colt, his first time up, he drew a walk. The 0-1. And waving and missing at the changeup is Colt Wolf, so he's behind in the count. 0-2. Wolf, the first baseman from Calvin College. That's a Division III school in the state of Michigan. The 0-2 pitch, and Wolf fouls that one straight back into the screen. He will stay alive here at 0-2. It's Evan McDonald at first. With 1 out in the top of the fourth inning, the Scouts trail the Hamilton Joes by a score of 4-0. Or 1-0. Oh, check that. Sorry, we're having all kinds of problems here with the camera. Very distracting stuff. 0-2 again. And Wolf fouls that one hard and actually hits the light on the fly. What are the odds?
Yeah, that's impressive. That does not happen every day, Andrew.
Oh, not every day. And hopefully the Scouts can use that unlikely event to propel what has been an unlikely event recently with runs scored. 0-2. And Wolf hits that one in the air past the glove of the first baseman, Bryson Shelton, and that rolls into right field.
Yeah, very well-struck ball, just very close to where the first baseman was playing, but it was hit so hard that there was really no shot at getting that ball.
So a couple straight 1-out singles for the Scouts, and they have 2 on and 1 out for Donald Ring, a guy who came up very clutch yesterday in the 9th inning rally that the Scouts put out there. Ring, the catcher from Hillsdale College. Just finishing up his freshman year there. Don is a .207 hitter on the season, 7 doubles and 8 RBIs. McDonald over at second, Colt Wolf at first. The first pitch, and that one comes way on the inside, and that gets the pass past the glove of the catcher Murray. Advancing 90 feet apiece are Evan McDonald and Colt Wolf. And now a long fly ball will tie up this game, Noah.
Yeah, long fly ball, and then a single could possibly take the lead if it's placed well enough. And the Scouts are hopefully going to get hope to get that here, as it's something that they struggled with yesterday a lot.
1-0. The pitch. And Don hits that in the air, foul territory. Looks like it's going to go out of play over the net. And all that's going to be is a strike, so good thing that ball gets out of play. Remember, just a long fly ball here will score one. Don Ring is at the plate. Ryan O'Hearn awaits on deck. And we talked about the situational hitting of the Scouts. They stranded a couple of guys on in the second inning and trying not to have the same thing happen again here in the fourth. So 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Ringer, he awaits. Antle looks to the catcher, Jake Murray. The 1-1 pitch. And Ring waving and missing at the changeup on the outside moves him behind in this count, a ball and 2 strikes now with 1 out. And you can hear the words out of Johnny Mack's mouth, situational hitting. Johnny Mack, of course, being one of the assistant coaches for the Scouts, and looks like Ring is going to call time, fix his batting gloves here, gives the catcher Jake Murray an opportunity to go out and have a word with the starting pitcher Antle. And maybe something in Donald Ring's eye, does it look like?
I believe a bug possibly flew into it, as I know Marquez had an issue with that last night as well. There have been a lot of bugs around with this stormy weather that has been flowing in and out down here, and been fortunate enough that it's avoided the fields the past couple of days for sure.
Absolutely no end. I'm going to get you the forecast as soon as I can here. But a ball and 2 strikes, the count to Donald Ring. It's Evan McDonald at third and Colt Wolf at second with 1 out in the top of the 4th. The pitch. And that one is taken high, evens up the count 2-2.
Yeah, Don Ring was one of the few members to have success with runners on yesterday, as he was able to drive in one of the runs with his big double and then in the 9th, and really sparked a rally. So the Scouts looking to possibly spark another one here.
And breaking ball on 2-2, taken on the outside part of the plate by Donald. So the count goes full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. A big spot here for the young catcher Donald Ring, as the Scouts trying to keep going in this postseason. They trail 1-0. The 3-2 pitch. And that one is outside ball 4, so Donald Ring draws a walk, and the Scouts have loaded the bases here with just 1 out, and a big spot now for Ryan O'Hearn. They have nowhere to put him.
Yeah, Ryan O'Hearn, who currently has a third of the Scouts' hits tonight, as he came up in the 2nd inning and let it off, or not let it off, but was in the midst of a few runners that got on as he hit a line drive single into right field. And another one of those could be able to take the lead for the Scouts.
And we talk about, the situational hitting in a big spot now for O'Hearn, as the Scouts send Ryan to the plate. He does have a hit on the day, call him 1 for 1. His single back in the 2nd was the first of the day for Xenia.
Yeah, and Ryan, who hitting the leadoff role for a good bit of the season for the Scouts, and now hitting the 7th spot. So he's not your typical 7 hitter, just like the Joes don't have your average 8 or 9 hitter. So as these postseason teams go, you typically have some good hitters in the bottom of orders in order to be able to push those teams better than others and push teams into the postseason.
So O'Hearn to the plate. The bases are loaded with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. First pitch, and Ryan fouls that ball straight back, just missing on that one. The count 0-1 now. O'Hearn was a .211 hitter on the season. He had a couple of doubles, a triple, and a home run. 8 RBIs for the center fielder from Hillsdale College. A 1 pitch, and Ryan watches fastball up and away. He's going to even up the count 1-1. O'Hearn, he did lead the league in walks this past year with 33, beating some dude on the Irish Hills Leprechauns by just 1. 1-1 pitch coming now. And O'Hearn lifts that one into deep right center field. Going back is the right fielder, and that one's going to drop. Evan McDonald comes home. Colt Wolf is rounding 3rd and coming home. They're going to put on the brake sign for Donald Ring, but an RBI double. A 2 RBI double. Make that off the bat of Ryan O'Hearn. Gives the Scouts a 2-1 lead, and that is the situational hitting that the Xenia Scouts have been looking for now.
Yeah, and it's very much a positive thing to see, as O'Hearn is now 2 for 2 on the day, possibly breaking out of a little bit of a slump that he was in, and it's good to see.
So the Scouts now lead this game 2-1. It's runners at 2nd and 3rd for Carey Holloway, and the Scouts, their offense has really been in the games where they have been successful. It's been the deal with the big inning. That's what they've been looking for, and Carey Holloway here with a couple runners in scoring position. An opportunity to bring home a couple more. Xenia now leads by a score of 2-1. Holloway takes first pitch upstairs. Carey, he put a good bat on the ball his first time up, a deep fly out into right center field. A fly out of the same nature would score at least 1 run here. And Carey takes on the inside now. 2-0 moves the count. Dark clouds rising over us here at Foundation Field in Hamilton, Ohio. The Scouts leading by a score of 2-1. The count, 2 balls and no strikes to Kerry Holloway. Holloway, he bats from the right side against the righty Antle. The pitch, and that one is high, ball 3. So 3 pitches, 3 balls to Kerry Holloway. And this starting pitcher, Chase Antle, who looked so good in the beginning of this game, is now struggling to find the zone. So a meeting at the mound now with Jake Murray. And it'll be interesting to see if they're going to give Kerry Holloway anything to hit here with the 9 spot in the lineup with Aaron Valance due up next. The 3-0 pitch. And that one is high, ball 4. So another walk from Chase Antle has loaded the bases yet again here, still with 1 out in a big spot for Aaron Valance.
Yeah, definitely not out of the woods yet, as the Scouts still just a deep fly ball from extending this lead now rather than tying the game up. And another base hit away from another 2 runs coming to the plate this inning.
We saw with Valance throughout the year that he was very similar to Ryan O'Hearn in kind of a lower average, but did get on base a good bit. He was second on the team in walks this past season.
Yeah, AV has shown very good plate discipline time and time again, and it has been able to help his on-base percentage and some of the other numbers that might not be as high with a lower average guy.
So Valance, he steps in. The bases are juiced here. Still just 1 out. 2-1 Scouts is your score. Valance shows bunt but pulls back. First pitch taken way high. Ball number 1. Valance went down swinging his first time up. AV, the shortstop from Wayland Baptist University in the state of Texas. The pitch. And Valance watches high again, so he moves ahead in this count 2-0. And here on 2-0, when the base is loaded, AV likely to get a pitch to hit here from Antle.
Yeah, AV is going to be looking for probably a fastball here and something that he could drive up the middle or to the left side and on the line.
2-0 pitch. And that one comes low and in, but the home plate umpire says that one just clipped the inside part of the plate, a called strike 1. So the count moves 2-1 now. The pitch. And that one finds the zone yet again. Slider. Evens up the count 2-2.
Yeah, a couple well-executed pitches here by Antle, and AV is going to have to try and fight to stay alive here.
2-2 pitch. And that one taken away on the outside, so the count goes full. He's going to have to give him something to hit here with nowhere to put him. It is Don Ring at third, Ryan O'Hearn at second, and Kerry Holloway at first. 3-2 the count. The 3-2 pitch. And AV hits that one foul first base side. It looks like it's going to go way out of play. The catcher, Murray, goes all the way to the fence, but watches it fly. We are going to do 3-2 all over again.
Some action down in the Joe's bullpen a little early here as it's only the top of the 4th, but struggling by Antle and what looks like it could be a pitcher's duel, and definitely not what not the inning that you're used to seeing out of him.
3-2 again. And that one is up and in, ball 4. Aaron Valance takes his free 90 feet, and Don Ring will take a free 90 feet home. Gives the Scouts a 3-1 lead here, and this is the kind of inning that Xenia was looking for, and they are still going here as we go back to the top of the order. Looks like the manager for the Hamilton Joes is going to come out, and this could be it for the starting pitcher, Chase Antle.
I believe it is.
And they are going to take the ball from him, so that is his day. The final line on Antle. 3 1/3 innings pitched. He allowed 3 runs, all of them earned, striking out 4 and allowing 4 hits. So we are going to step off. The Scouts have the bases loaded here in the top of the 4th, and they are still going a 3-1 lead. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Adrian Marquez to the plate. First pitch is taken into right field, and that one's going to drop. Ryan O'Hearn comes home. They're going to lay on the brakes for Kerry Holloway. An RBI single off the bat of Adrian Marquez. He took the first pitch into right, and now the Scouts with a 4-1 lead, and the big inning just keeps on going, Noah.
Yeah, that's the fourth run across the plate here in this inning, and this is exactly what happened to the Scouts last time that they came here to Hamilton and in the regular season game, as they were able to put up 4 runs in 1 inning, and then a 5th run later on in the game, and were able to pick up a 5-2 win over the Joes. And so they're just hoping to continue that kind of luck here today.
So 4-1 now. Bases still loaded for John Sharp. 1 out. First pitch to John, and he swings and misses on a changeup there.
Yeah, John coming to the plate is one of the hottest hitters for Xenia as of late, and definitely the guy that you want at the plate in this situation. Bases loaded and 1 out, and he could drive in a couple more.
Sharp bats from the right side. He is 0 for 2 on the day. And that one delivers way on the outside. The count, a ball and a strike. Here's the pitch. And John waving and missing changeup. So Sharp is behind in the count. A ball and 2 strikes here. Sorry if we're being not verbal. We're just worried about rain being on the roof. And Sharp swings and misses changeup on the outside. That is a big out number 2 there. And we just got word from John Bombach of the Xenia Gazette. There is weather coming our way, and I'll see if I can give you a little bit of a visual. This is what we're dealing with right now. But Jeremy Barth through the plate, still with the bases loaded for the Scouts. A 4-1 lead for Xenia. First pitch to Barth, and he takes that one high. Ball number 1. The Scouts a 4-1 lead at this point in the game. They are trying to keep it going as they fight to stay alive here in Game 2 of the Great Lakes Collegiate League semifinals. Pitch, and that one delivers on the outside of the plate, even so the count, a ball and a strike. Barth, he is 0 for 2 on the day. One pitch delivers way on the outside, moves the count 2-1.
Jeremy Barth, who already had a couple hits yesterday, is going to look to continue that today. And with runners on, you hope that with 2 outs, somebody will come up clutch. And Jeremy Barth is the man who is given that task here.
2-1 delivery. And Barth hits that one high in the air, but foul on the left field side.
Yeah, off the bat, you kind of were hoping that it would stay fair possibly and roll down the line.
But no chance there. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. It's Kerry Holloway at third. Aaron Valance is at second. And Adrian Marquez at first. The Scouts a 4-1 lead, trying to keep it going here. Barth awaits. The 2-2 pitch. And that one's fouled straight back over the screen. We're going to stay at 2-2. Jeremy, a guy, we saw him yesterday, like I mentioned earlier, a 3-for-5 day with a walk. And Barth, the guy who was an all-star, had really put on a clinic, really and truly, at the Great Lakes Collegiate League All-Star game. Just a guy with a lot of potential, a lot of pro potential. 2-2 pitch. And swung on and missed strike 3. That is out number 3. But the Scouts bat through the order. In the top of the 4th inning, we have reached the middle of the 4th. The Scouts lead by a score of 4-1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
And we are back here in the bottom of the fourth. Jorge Lozano on for his fourth inning of work. His first pitch was a strike to him, and the second pitch is fouled off there towards the first base line. So nothing into the count here, as the batter is going to be Kyle Moore. He's the center fielder from Indy State, as yesterday he came up and had a home run in the fifth inning to be able to start the scoring for the Joes. And so Jorge's going to look to put him down, as he has had very much success against him. And he strikes him out. So out number one there for the Scouts.
The right fielder, number 21, Tyler Payne.
So we're moving to avoid some rain here, as it's about to start coming down here, and we're getting ready for that, as you can see the clouds moving in. So the strikeout's going to bring up the right fielder, Tyler Thaman from Miami University of Hamilton. The first pitch is going to be up there a little bit, and it's going to be ball one. Jorge, who's had some pretty good success, other than really one pitch to Ben Spitznagel in the first inning, was the home run to lead off the game, and then since then has been able to settle in quite a bit. Jorge with the pitch, and that's going to be a called strike on the outside corner. So 2 balls and 1 strike here. Now to the hitter. Jorge winds. And that ball is lifted into right field. Jeremy Barth has a read on it and will make the catch on the run. That ball had a little backspin on it, so took off a little bit, as Barth had a pretty decent jump on it and was able to hang on while that ball was starting to run away. So now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning, that's going to bring up Ben Havel from Elmhurst College. In the second inning, he had a fly out to center field. As the first pitch is a swinging strike there. The ball in the second inning was hit pretty well, but Ryan O'Hearn tracked back on it and made the catch. The second pitch, a slider, looks like down and away for the second strike. So Jorge making quick work here, trying to get the Scouts back into the dugout here and try to be able to hit again in the top of the fifth and keep the success. Havel has said that he did swing, and they will throw down to first for the third out. So nobody, there's going to be no hits, nobody left aboard, and no runs there for the Joes, as we're going to move here into the top of the fifth inning. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Just how I like it there. We go into the top of the fifth inning here. It's and alongside Noah Jones. The Scouts lead by a score of 5-1. And sorry if that was a bit discombobulated there. We had to set up a tent here because obviously is going to rain. Evan McDonald to the plate to lead things off. First pitch. That one is taken low and away. Ball number 1, the Scouts. They lead this contest 4-1. McDonald, his last time up, a single ended up coming around to score. The first pitch that really ignited the Xenia rally. Remember, the Scouts, they have to win to stay alive in this contest. Evan was a .287 hitter this season, 15 doubles, 3 home runs, and 23 RBIs. 2-0 the count. Here's the pitch. And that one comes way on the inside. Evan having to duck out of the way that time to ensure that he didn't get plunked by that one.
Yeah, Evan the past couple days has been playing through a bit of soreness in his wrist and his knees as well, and just really been fighting through and trying to be the spark in the lineup that he's been late in the season.
3-0 pitch. That one finds the zone. So 3 balls and a strike with nobody out. Xenia, they will send McDonald, followed by Colt Wolf and Don Ring in this inning. 3-1. And swing and a miss there. Change up on the outside. The count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody out. Evan, the catcher. Well, not the catcher tonight, but a catcher. He will be designated hitting tonight. Plays school ball at Fairleigh Dickinson University in the state of New Jersey. And the 3-2 pitch plunks him. Looked like the stomach, so Evan's going to take his base, and the Scouts with the leadoff man aboard here as they try to tack on a couple more.
The first baseman, number 34, Colt Wolf.
So now with 1 on and nobody out, it's going to bring Colt Wolf to the plate. Wolf, his last time up, he singled. Wolf from Calvin College in Michigan, a very talented hitter, .275 with 16 RBIs. First pitch, high and tight, 1-0 goes the count. Wolf, the native of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Noah, you might know Grand Rapids, Michigan for the Arena Football League team, the Grand Rapids Rampage. 1-0 pitch goes upstairs, or you might not.
I might not.
So Wolf ahead in this count, 2-0.
Hate to say it, I'm not a big arena football guy. I'm more of an NFL guy myself.
Yeah, I hear that a lot, and I just don't. I want to dispel the notion that the NFL is a better league than the Arena Football League. 2-0. Wolf awaits the pitch, and 2-0 pitch is high, ball 3. So once again, Hamilton pitching struggles to find the zone. And at the risk of starting off this inning just like they started off the last one with putting Colt Wolf and Evan McDonald aboard and bringing Donald Ring to the plate, and Ring, his last time up, walked. But he waits on deck. Wolf awaiting the 3-0 pitch, and it'll be interesting to see whether Bubba Cates gives him the opportunity to swing away here. I would bet you that he does. 3-0 pitch, and Wolf takes on the inside, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Colt Wolf has Scouts at first and second with nobody out, and another big spot here for Don Ring.
Yeah, the Joe's pitching tonight has seemed to struggle a bit finding the zone. As I believe that's the 3rd or 4th walk just within the past 2 innings alone, and has was part of the walks a part of a big rally in the last inning, and now we're set up here 1st and 2nd, nobody out, to possibly start yet another rally. And the pitching coach here is going to go out to the mound and make talk, and the Joe's bullpen is once again getting warm, and this game could be a taxing one for the Joe's bullpen. It would be interesting to see the effects if the Scouts are able to push it to a game 3 tomorrow with a smaller bullpen for the Joes.
Absolutely, and you know, you talk about just highlighting the McDonald hit by pitch, and Evan has done a great job all season when, you know, even when he gets behind in the count, just moving up closer to the plate, choking up on the bat a little bit, and that's the reason really that he has been hit by more pitches than anyone else on the Scouts team. Just good within at-bat adjustments.
Yeah, you talk about a catcher who's really just willing to sacrifice his body. He's willing to take hit by pitches behind the plate. He's willing to block pretty much anything, and very selfless out there, and just really trying to give the team whatever he can give.
So Ring to the plate now. Runners at 1st and 2nd. And nobody out here in the top of the fifth. Donald bats from the left side against the righty. First pitch. Ring lays down bunt. He's going to pop that one back foul, but it hits the screen, so call that just strike number one. Wind is beginning to pick up, but the forecast at least looks a little bit better. The dark clouds look to be in front of us now rather than behind us.
Which could be a very good thing, as the rain might just miss the field.
0-1. Here's the pitch. Ring shows bunt, but once again fouls it in the air backwards. So 2 attempts to bunt the runner over, unsuccessful there by Donald Ring. And you think behind in the count 0-2 here, he's going to be forced to swing away.
No, definitely is. I don't even with the hot bat of Ring, I'd still take the chance to let him swing away a little bit here with 2 strikes rather than try and have him lay down another bunt with the possibility of striking out without really striking out.
The 0-2 pitch. And that one comes way on the inside. Basically at Don's feet, so 1-2 now the count. Remember, if the Scouts do win this game, it'll be back tomorrow at Grady's Field in Xenia. A 7:05 start, but let's not put the cart ahead of the horse here. Still a lot of baseball left to play. 1-2 the count to Donald Ring. The 1-2 pitch. And checks his swing. Does he go around? They say yes, he does. So Donald Ring goes down swinging for out number 1 in this inning. And it's going to be Ryan O'Hearn, a guy who was very hot at the plate today. Ryan is 2 for 2, his 2 RBI double. A big part of, obviously, how the Scouts fought out of a deficit and into the lead now.
Yeah, and Ryan has shown that he's able to drive the ball into gaps as well as hit for average as well all throughout the season.
First pitch, up and away, ball 1. And Ryan, we saw him hit that on a 3-1 count. Really just found his pitch and then just took it a double into the deepest part of the ballpark. Looks like we're going to have a time called as a football was thrown over the fence and onto the field of play by a fan. So a quick stoppage there, but I guess it's almost football season. You got to start phasing into the next sport.
It almost is.
Go check out the Grand Rapids Rampage, Noah.
The LA Kiss.
LA Kiss. Wow. That's a big call there. 1-0. And O'Hearn hits that one in the air towards left. The left fielder Spitznagel going back, but that one is going to drop foul right by the Hamilton bullpen, even up the count, a ball and a strike. Off the bat, looked like a glimmer of hope there for maybe another bases clearing double for Ryan O'Hearn, but
just a foul ball.
Yeah, ball doesn't always drop in your favor. Sometimes the ball does drop in your favor, and they call it a foul ball. We saw that the other day in Lincoln County. But a ball and a strike here with 1 out. It's McDonald at second, Colt Wolf at first. The 1-1 pitch. And Ryan was about to show bunt, but that pitch delivered way upstairs, and Ryan moves ahead in this count, 2-1.
Yes, Tofflin was playing a bit deep over there at third base, and O'Hearn, his speed, you know what he can do with that, as we've seen that all season long. And just getting a bunt fair could have possibly picked up a free hit there.
So 2-1 now. The pitch. And that one, fastball on the inside of the plate. The Hamilton fans wanted the call, but the home plate umpire says not today. Ball number 3, and now O'Hearn ahead in the count, 3-1. Possibly going to get his pitch to hit again.
Almost the same situation as his last at bat.
The 3-1 pitch. And Ryan takes up and away, ball 4. So Ryan O'Hearn does what Ryan O'Hearn does. Draws a walk, and now the base is loaded for Kerry Holloway for the second time today.
You know, O'Hearn really being a spark today, is that's his third time on base in 3 attempts. So he's really trying to do all that he can at the plate.
So the Scouts offense making moves for the second inning in a row. They have loaded the bases yet again here for Kerry Holloway. Kerry, his last time up with the bases loaded, he drew a walk to bring Donald Ring home for the 4th run. First pitch to Kerry, and he fouls that one straight back, just missing there, 0-1 the count. The base is loaded with 1 out. Just a long fly ball will score at least another run. Infield playing relatively in. You look at Kyle Moore there in center, not playing too deep. Not that you'd expect it. Holloway not too much power at the plate. 0-1 pitch. On the outside breaking ball. Great job there by the catcher. Jake Murray gets in front of it.
Yeah,
Prevents McDonald from coming home to score.
Holloway has pretty much shown all season to be a guy that'll just hit line drives and almost play pepper, just trying to spray balls to the middle of the infield and use the other way. And so not necessarily the guy that you're going to expect a big fly from, but I'll tell you, he can hit some deep fly balls. He's shown it in batting practice and in clutch situations to be able to bring runners home.
1-1, swing and a miss, change up there. The count moves 1-2. We saw Holloway hit a home run during midnight PP. So it's possible, though. The Grand Slam watch is on. So Holloway calls time, but now he steps back in behind him the count. A ball and 2 strikes here. It's McDonald at third, Colt Wolf at second, and Ryan O'Hearn at first. The 1-2 pitch. And Holloway fouls that one hard out of play on the first base side. We're going to do 1 and 2 again. Carey, we have seen on the infield all season and just the last couple of days, both yesterday's contest as well as the final game of the season against Lincoln County. Holloway really showing off the spectacular work he can do on the infield. And no questions asked, the kid's got a big future in college baseball. 1-2 pitch, and Carey watches a strike on the outside part of the plate. So out number 2 there. Carey goes down looking, and the base is now loaded for Aaron Valance. And a big spot now for the shortstop, who has struggled at the plate both so far today and yesterday, as well as obviously throughout the season. Batting average not where he wants it to be, but Valance, a guy that we know hit .376 this past school ball season, and
could break out at any minute.
Yeah,
honestly.
When the guy gets his pitch to hit, we've seen glimmers of it throughout the year. First pitch, Valance shows bunt, pulls back, fastball way up and way away. 1-0 the count now. AV bats from the right side against the right-handed pitcher. The 1-0 pitch. And that one way on the inside, looking to maybe try to get the plate on the fastball inside part of the plate, but just missing his spot there. So 2-0 now, and just like we saw earlier, nowhere to put Valance. We saw him draw a bases-loaded walk earlier today. 2-0, and that one's upstairs. The count moves 3-0, and now you got to expect the Valance a couple options here. Either throw a strike or bring another run home. Exactly.
Yeah, as control has obviously been an issue with this pitcher here today, is just this inning alone, he has all 3 runners are on base were not by hits.
Nowhere to put him, and he takes ball 4 low. So Evan McDonald's going to come home, and the Scouts now take a 5-1 lead. And so the Scouts have loaded the bases, already scored a run here, and they've yet to pick up a hit. It was like, how did we get here? McDonald hit by a pitch. Colt Wolf walks. Donna Ring strikes out. Ryan O'Hearn walks. Carey Holloway strikes out, and then Aaron Valance walks. So now we go to the back of the top of the order, and looks like another pitching change for the Hamilton Joes. This is going to be the night for this reliever. So we're going to step off for a minute. The Scouts, a 5-1 lead here in the top of the 5th inning, still with the bases loaded and 2 outs for Adrian Marquez. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Back here, the bases are loaded for Adrian Marquez. First pitch, and he lines that one right back at the pitcher, Carson Kuko, before we could even introduce him. And that is out number 3. So Adrian Marquez hammers that ball, but a great reaction by the new pitcher is going to end things here for the Scouts in the top of the 5th. But 1 run on no hits and 3 men left aboard. We have reached the middle of the 5th inning. Xenia leads the Hamilton Joes by a score of 5-1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Jake Murray is going to lead things off for the Hamilton Joes here. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning. Xenia leads by a score of 5-1. It's Andrew Alix here alongside Noah Jones. First pitch swung on and missed. Strike number 1. Jorge Lozano, he let a leadoff home run to Ben Spitznagel up, but since then it has been smooth sailing for the Dominican as he faces off against the catcher for the second time today. And that one grounded over towards first. Colt Wolf fields it, and he's going to take it himself. Steps on first, out number 1.
And the winner of our hot dog eating contest gets another free
You
hot
mentioned
dog.
how Jorge gave up that leadoff home run, and really nothing since then. That was almost out of the ordinary for him, as Jorge all season long has really been very dominant and not hit very hard, but just surrendered a few walks realistically. And it was kind of the opposite in the first inning, where he gave up 3 straight hits and was able to manage to escape with just the 1 run. And ever since then, he's kind of settled in and really hasn't given up anything since.
So 1 away now. That ball fouled off by Tyler Freeze. Freeze, his first time up, he tried to lay down a sacrifice bunt, but popped it straight up, and Don Ring picked it out of the air in a big spot that got Lozano out of what was really a jam, but nothing into the count now. Here's the pitch, and that one is grounded down the first base line. Lozano's going to field it, underhand toss in time, out number 2. So 2 quick outs for Lozano, and this is the pace that he's looking for.
Yeah, very much. He wants to cut down on the pitch count. As the first inning took a toll on his pitch count, but him settling in, he wants to make these innings quick and short so he can go deep into this game, possibly go 7, 8, or 9 like he threw a complete game against them last time. He would love to do something similar, and the bullpen is still somewhat fresh. Matthew Wade's still very much available today.
So now with 2 away, it's back to the top of the order with Spitznagel. Ben is 2 for 2 on the day. First pitch, that one low and in. 1-0 the count. Ben Spitznagel, we've mentioned it many times before, 393, 26 RBIs on the year. He is 2 for 2. And he grounds the 1-0 pitch down the first base line towards the Xenia dugout, foul. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike. The score is 5-1 here in favor of the Scouts. They need to pick up a victory here in order to keep playing baseball this summer, and that's just the simplest way to put it. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. And that one outside and in the dirt moves the count 2-1. Lozano, he has allowed 4 hits on the day, but 2 of them, the first 2 batters of the game. So since then, he has really settled in and has kind of been textbook Jorge Lozano. The 2-1 pitch. And that one is ripped foul first base side. The first base coach for Hamilton having to duck out of the way. But evens of the count 2-2. We just talked to John Bombach of the Xenia Gazette. He says the forecast is the seas have parted and that Foundation Field does not look like it's going to be hit. And we can see that here is a beautiful sunset behind us. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and that ball is hit high in the air on the infield. John Sharp fields it over at third. He's going to come under it and not make the grab. He misses the catch, trying to go to second. And sliding in safely is going to be Ben Spitznagel. So John Sharp, an error on the fly ball, puts a Hamilton Joe in scoring position. And what was that? You think he just misread it in the lights or something, or an adjustment to third base?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. It doesn't seem like the sky's too hard to read, and it seemed like that he saw it the whole way. It just might have had some weird spin on it that might have just took it out of John's glove, and unfortunately just doesn't come down with it as the high major league fly ball sort of thing.
Yeah, so unfortunately now the error on Sharp puts Hamilton Joe in scoring position with 2 outs. Jackson Boyce will be the batter. Boyce is 1 for 2 on the day, a single and a strikeout for the second baseman from IUPFW. First pitch is not going to happen as Jorge Lozano steps off and looks the runner Spitznagel back to second base. And time is going to be called now as Donald Ring is going to go out and have a word with his pitcher, Lozano. We are 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. A runner at second in Ben Spitznagel, and Lozano is looking to put up his 4th consecutive scoreless frame.
Yeah, but he's going to have to do that against the part of the Joe's order here is it's their 2-hitter, and then after that, obviously the 2 big power hitters in their lineup will be coming up right after.
So Boyce bats from the left side against the righty Jorge Lozano. Dancing over at second is Spitznagel. Here's the pitch from Lozano. Fastball outside part of the plate, a called strike 1. Lozano looks to the catcher, Don Ring. 0-1 delivery. And that one in the dirt. Don is going to block it there with his legs. Good job by Ring. I've said it time and time again with the guys on both teams. Pass balls, advancing runners has plagued teams in the league all season. And it is amazing how mistakes behind the plate can plague a team later in the game in these close, 1-2 run ball games. A ball and strike now. Here's the pitch. And Lozano, fastball again, outside part of the plate, a called strike 2. So Jorge now ahead in this count, 1 ball and 2 strikes, but 2 away. The runner at second is Spitznagel. Jackson Boyce, the man at the plate, has already struck out today against Lozano. Jorge looks to the catcher, Don Ring. He sets and delivers. And that one is grounded over towards second base. Coming in on it, Kerry Holloway. He picks it up, throws on over to first in time for out number 3. So no runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left aboard for the Hamilton Joes in the bottom of the 5th inning. We have played 5 innings of baseball. The Scouts lead by a score of 5-1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Top of the 6th inning, the Xenia Scouts lead this ball game by a score of 5-1. It's Andrew Alix here alongside Noah Jones and John Sharp to lead things off for the Scouts. First pitch. Way on the outside, ball number 1. John Sharp, a guy who we have seen he is 0 for 3 at the plate. The 1-0 pitch. And John waving and missing fastball on the inside part of the plate. It's going to even us up a ball and a strike. John Sharp, the leading hitter in the lineup for Xenia, a .303 average on the season. 1-1 pitch in the dirt and on the outside. John moves ahead in this count, 2-1. 2-1 delivery. And Sharp hits that one hard to the third base side. A diving third baseman, Toflin's not going to get there. It rolls into left field. And John Sharp with a leadoff base hit. And the Scouts just rolling again here already to start off this 6th inning. And the heart of their order coming up with Barth, McDonald, and Colt Wolf.
Yeah, Sharp just staying hot here as he picks up just another hit in this game. And I believe that's his 4th or 5th of the last 2 days.
So now with John at first and nobody out, Jeremy Barth to the plate. Barth hitless on the day so far. First pitch. Fastball, a strike inside part of the plate. 0-1 goes the count. Barth, the right fielder from Biola University. Big lead over at first for John Sharp. The 0-1 pitch. Up and away, evens at the count, a ball and a strike. Scouts trying to ensure that they will live another day. And that one is grounded right back at the pitcher on a weird hop. And the second baseman can't field it. It rolls into center field. John Sharp heads for third. They will probably mark that one down as an error.
Yeah, I believe that they'll give that. It's hard to tell. It could go as a hit and John advancing on the air, or it could just go as a straight error.
It's hard to tell because what happened was it was a hard hit ball that bounced between the mound and the plate, takes a weird hop. The pitcher was unable to field it and it hits off the top of his glove. Then rolling on over towards second base, and it just developed so quickly that the second baseman, Boyce, who is usually such a sure glove out there, just couldn't field it correctly. And now the Scouts with the runners at the corners and nobody out for Evan McDonald. First pitch, Evan lifts that one high in the air towards center field. The center fielder, Kyle Moore, is chasing back. He's going to get there, but John Sharp will tag up at third, and he'll come home very easily. An RBI sac fly off the bat of Evan McDonald, and the Scouts now with a 6-1 lead.
Yeah, and the Scouts, Evan really just that's textbook there, and it's something that the Scouts haven't had necessarily in the past week or so, and so that's huge for them just to get something as simple as a deep sacrifice fly there.
So run number 6 comes home, and a runner at first still with 1 out for Colt Wolf. Colt is 1 for 1 on the day, a single, and he's drawn a couple of walks. Pickoff attempt to try to get Barth, won't get there in time. It has turned into a beautiful night here in Hamilton, Ohio. The Scouts now have scored in 3 consecutive innings and trying to keep it going here. Breaking ball on 0-1. That one finds the zone. Pitch. And Wolf waving and missing there. The count moves 0-2. Righty-righty matchup. Favors Wolf. You don't want to give Wolf a fastball, but unfortunately with the amount of scouting that these two teams have on each other now and what is their 8th matchup, these guys starting to figure each other out a little bit more. 0-2 pitch, and Wolf hits that one hard into left field, and that's a base hit. Jeremy Barth to second, and he's actually going to try to head toward third before being given the break sign, but you know, I said that they weren't going to give him a fastball on 0-2, and they give him a fastball on 0-2, and Colt Wolf takes advantage.
Yep, it's just something you usually don't see from the Joes. Is typically they have a very good scouting, and most teams have seen that Colt's struggle has been the breaking ball late in the counts, but they opt to go against it, maybe catch him by surprise, but he was definitely not surprised by that one.
So now Donald Ring with runners at first and second and 1 out. First pitch. Fastball comes way on the inside. 1-0 the count. Now, can you get me a score for the Lima game?
That I can, Andrew.
1-0 pitch to Ring. And he hits that one high in the air towards left field. The left fielder Spitznagel taking a couple steps, but he'll come under it and make the grab for out number 2. The runners will stay where they are. And now with 2 away, Ryan O'Hearn, who has been hot all day, an opportunity to maybe drive a couple more home.
Number 4,
Yeah, Ryan really trying to extend his streak of getting on base and hopefully keep raising that batting average that he has been trying to boost lately.
O'Hearn, 2 for 2 on the day with a walk. Couple of RBIs already, that coming on his double back in the 4th.
A look into the Lima Locos in the Licking County Settlers game. The Locos have a 7-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning over the Settlers. And just not necessarily something that's that surprising, as the Locos obviously being the number 1 overall seed, but the Settlers have been a team that has been very resistant and very much caused problems to a lot of teams.
Ryan O'Hearn checks his swing on the 0-1. They say he did not go around, so the count evens up a ball and a strike, but Lima with a win tonight will clinch and move on to the final round. So a ball and a strike now. O'Hearn awaits. Here's the pitch, 1-1. And Ryan fouls that one straight back over top of us. It's going to land on a basketball court. And O'Hearn now following behind in the count, 1-2. O'Hearn from Hillsdale College playing behind former scout Luke Ortell, who was a first-team All-American in Division II this year. Hillsdale having their most successful season in decades, making on to a regional in Division II NCAA tournament. 1-2 pitches in the dirt. And that, I always say it made the 60 feet, but not the 6 inches. That one might have made it about 49 feet before bouncing in the dirt.
Yeah, it almost got the very edge of the dirt circle there.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Runners at first and second. Ryan O'Hearn, the man at the plate. The 2-2 pitch. And O'Hearn waving and missing on a changeup on the inside, and that is out number 3. So 1 run on 2 hits and 2 men left aboard for the Scouts in the top half of the 6th inning. We have reached the bottom of the 6th. The Scouts lead the Hamilton Joes by a score of 6-1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. The bottom of the 6th inning, and the Scouts lead 6-1 now. Dane Tuffland will be the first to the plate for the Hamilton Joes to face off against Jorge Lozano. Lozano has thrown 4 scoreless frames. First pitch over towards third. John Sharp can't get there. Aaron Valens there to back it up, but an infield hit for Dane Tuffland has the leadoff man aboard for the Hamilton Joes. And Tuffland, who was hit by a pitch the first 2 times he came to the plate, finally showing what he can do with his bat. And Tuffland, a guy who has had the best of Jorge Lozano before, so
one of the very few that have.
Yeah, one of the very few guys that has really beaten Lozano, but now 1 on and nobody out for Bryson Shelton, the guy who Lozano really has had the best of. Shelton is 0 for his last 6 against Jorge, 0 for 2 today. First pitch taken high and outside, ball 1. Shelton from Trevecca Nazarene University, 45 RBIs, the league lead. Lozano looks to ring. Here's the 1-0. And that one way high and way outside. So 2-0 the count. Looked almost to be a pitch out there to try to get Dane Tuffland. Tofflin taking a decent-sized lead over at first. He has been thrown out on the base paths already today. Pickoff attempt. Won't get there. And what is it about Lozano that pickoff attempt has been so effective throughout these last couple of appearances?
Lozano just has a very quick move, honestly. It's just something that not necessarily you're always looking for.
Ground ball over towards second. Kerry Holloway goes to second for one. The throw over to first for two in time. A 4-6-3 double play has outs number 1 and 2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And no, I'm sorry to cut you off. It's just pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, but Jorge, he has a very quick exchange of the feet, and it's very sneaky, and pulls his set is almost in a natural position that once his body turns, he can just fire the ball over. So it happens so quick that it'll catch the runners off guard if you're not like looking directly in for that.
So now Kyle Moore will come to the plate to face off against Lozano. Moore is 0 for 2 against Jorge today, including a strikeout. First pitch. And that one's hit hard over to center field. Ryan O'Hearn is chasing back a couple steps in front of the track. He'll pull up and make the grab for out number 3. So a quick inning for Ryan O'Hearn in the bottom of the 6th. A quick inning for Jorge Lozano in the bottom of the 6th. I'm losing my mind. But no runs on no hits and nobody left aboard for the Hamilton Joes. We have played 6 innings of baseball. Your Xenia Scouts lead by a score of 6-1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So we go into the top of the 7th inning. The Scouts lead the Hamilton Joes by a score of 6-1. Andrew Alix here alongside Noah Jones. And Carson Cupo, the pitcher for the Hamilton Jones, out for another inning of work. And Kerry Holloway is going to lead things off against him. First pitch to Kerry. Slider outside part of the plate, a called strike. Holloway is 0 for 2 on the day. He did draw an RBI walk earlier, so that's something. He shows bunt but pulls back. Pitch taken way upstairs, evens up the count, a ball and strike. Scouts have scored in the last 3 innings. It was 4 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and 1 in the 6th. And they look to tack on as many runs as possible here to make seeing another day inevitable. But Kerry hits it hard on the ground down the third base line, and that rolls past the glove of Tofflin and into left field. Holloway with a single. And the Scouts with the leadoff man aboard for the 3rd consecutive inning. So with Kerry aboard, it's going to bring Aaron Valance to the plate, and it'll be interesting to see whether Coach Cates opts to try to lay down the sacrifice bunt here, especially with a very talented bunter in Aaron Valance. Holloway, big lead over at first. The pitch. AV shows bunt. They're going to say he tipped it back into the glove of the catcher Murray, so 0-1 the count.
Some interesting numbers on Cupo. Is coming into this game, he has thrown 17 innings pitched, but has given up 17 earned runs, so he's averaging a run per inning pitched and leaves him at a 9 ERA.
9 flat, baby. 0-1. And that one delivers way on the outside. It makes you wonder whether Hamilton kind of just threw in the towel on this one and saying, well, we'll save our guy for tomorrow.
And they very well could.
A ball and a strike now. Holloway. Big lead front down the first base line. Shelton fields it, throw over to first. Will not beat Kerry Holloway. Beat Aaron Valance out. Check that. Kerry Holloway to second. Aaron Valance at first. A bunt single has scouts at first and second base with nobody out. And, small ball done right and back to the top of the order with Adrian Marquez.
Yeah, just a very well executed butcher off the mound, but he couldn't get there. The first baseman off first base, and he's able to feel it. But the second baseman playing for double play depth was just had no shot at it.
And that's something the scouts have done very well throughout the season. Just a very effective, especially at the bottom of the order with Holloway and Aaron Valens, but foul tip back, and looks like the catcher, Jake Murray, is down. He's on a knee. Trainer is going to come out to the he is on a knee. But looks like he's going to put the mask on, keep it going. So a bit of a scare there for the catcher, Jake Murray. I'm sorry that we didn't talk that much during that time. It seems pretty socially unacceptable because we are outside and everyone else, it's etiquette to not talk with someone's in. We'd be the only ones talking, and it would be very, very easy to hear. But bunt foul to start things off for Adrian Marquez. It's runners at first and second and nobody out here in the top of the seventh inning. Scouts with a 6-1 lead. Adrian, he is 1 for 4 on the day, but a big RBI single back in top of the fourth drove in a run for the Scouts.
And was a big part of that the 4-run rally that they had going there.
And that was actually the first pitch after a pitching change. So Marquez behind in the count. 0-1 now. Pickoff attempt back to second to try to get Holloway. They're going to say that they got him. Holloway tagged out over at second, and a very good pickoff attempt for Carson Cupo, who caught Holloway way off the bag, and that is out number 1.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Marquez was squaring to sack. A good sack ball would have had second and third with just 1 out, but now just a runner on first with 1 out.
So you figure he might swing away now, and Adrian lifts that one high in the air towards right field. The right fielder, Thaman, comes under it and makes the grab. That ball was a mile there, and you thought that maybe it had enough on it, but, with no wind going out right now, just did not carry out to right, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, the ball was hit very, very hard, just very, very high as well as off the bat. It was, but just stayed in the park because it was not at a good angle to try and get that out of here.
So 2 away for John Sharp. Runner at first is Aaron Valens. John, he singled his last time up, ended up coming around to score on the Evan McDonald sacrifice fly. He bats from the right side against the right-handed pitcher. First pitch here. And John takes fastball on the inside. The Scouts now with 6 runs on 10 hits. 1 run on 5 hits for the Hamilton Joes. The runner goes, and John grounds that one foul down third base line. So then Aaron looks like Coach on
right things moving, pulling up a hole for you keep. Seems like a perfect guy that you would want to do that with.
Ball on the strike now, 2 away. 1-1 pitch. And John fouls that really hard and very much foul first base side. Behind in the count now, 1-2 for the Knoxville, Tennessee native, who was not an all-league selection, either first team or second team. You and him, probably the 2 guys on the Scouts most deserving that didn't get it, but he hits a grounder over towards shortstop. The shortstop frees. Long throw over to first is going to be in time for out number 3. So no runs on 2 hits and 1 man left aboard for the Scouts in the top of the 7th inning. We have reached the middle of the 7th. Xenia leads Hamilton by a score of 6-1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Bottom of the 7th inning we go. 6-1 Scouts is your score. Andrew Alix alongside Noah Jones. Jorge Lozano back in. He's going to face off against Tyler Thaman. First pitch fastball inside part of the plate. A called strike one. Thaman on the day is 0 for 2. A ground out and a fly out 0-1 pitch. And that one delivers high even to the count of ball and strike. Thaman from Miami University, Hamilton. 269 on the season with 17 RBIs. 1-1 pitch now coming from Lozano. And that one hit a chopper into very shallow right field. Kerry Holloway takes a couple steps back to try to field it, but he puts a glove on it but cannot come down with it. So that one falls and puts the leadoff man aboard for Hamilton for the 2nd inning in a row.
Yeah, a little bit of action down in the Scouts bullpen. It looks like Adrian Peraza may be getting loose today.
And that is very interesting because now that we assume if the Scouts can hold on, they will play another game tomorrow evening. And we kind of assumed that Peraza would have been slated to start that game 3.
I believe he was actually said to be half we make it to tomorrow's game.
But perhaps with the reemergence of Walter Rook IV coming off of a concussion, he might be live tomorrow, and they could start Rook in that game. Remember, Walter threw a complete game 1-run outing against the Hamilton Joes earlier this season. But first pitch now, that one's drilled over towards right field. That ball's going to go foul, so a sigh of relief there for Lozano. The batter is Ben Havel, unless he's been pinch hit for. This does not look like Havel. Havel probably will be slated to start tomorrow, so let me get a roster. Didn't hear the official lineup change. But 0-1 now the count. Jake Murray awaits on deck. Lozano looks to Don Ring, 1 on and nobody out. The 0-1. And that one just upstairs. Evens the count up, a ball and a strike.
Yeah, Jorge has been absolutely dominant after that first inning of work, and just a few very weak base hits since then, and he's now working on his 7th inning, so hopefully this will turn into a very good outing for him as well.
Check swing, that one right back down into the plate, strike number 2, so Lozano ahead in the count 1-2 now. And interestingly enough, they mark the Tyler Thaman ball just a minute ago. They marked that as a hit rather than an error, I guess, citing the fact that it wasn't per se a routine play for Holloway.
Yeah, it was kind of a tough play running back on the ball, and would have been a really good play if he would have made that play. And so I think that deeming that a hit is probably the correct call there.
1-2 delivery is low, evens up the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 on and nobody out here. Jorge Lozano, strikeout numbers not as much as we saw the other day. He has just 3 thus far. But still putting out the scoreless frames that his team needs him to. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Hip, hip, Jorge. He got him there. So, curse of the commentator in a good way. And out number 1 for Lozano here is going to bring Jake Murray to the plate. Murray, the catcher, is 1 for 2 on the day, a single and a ground out over to first base, his 2 times to the plate.
Jorge has had once again, a very good changeup today, which has been able to induce a few swing and misses, but it's also a pitch to where he could induce double play ball here if he throws it effectively enough and to get him out of another inning.
First pitch swung on and missed there. Is that change or fastball? No.
I believe that was a fastball on the outer half.
Fastball on the outer half, so Lozano ahead in the count, 0-1. We're going to get you a scoreboard here for the Lima game. 7-1 Lima in the top of the 7th. And that pitch comes way on the inside. Tyler Thaman is going to advance over to second on the pass ball. So count evens up 1-1, and the Hamilton Joes have a runner in scoring position. And once again, just that stuff comes into play throughout this season. Just pushing runners forward and a little bit more of a jam. We look at Lozano's pitching numbers thus far, however. He has thrown 80 pitches. This will be pitch number 81 for Lozano. Ball and a strike the count. 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 1-1 pitch. And that one in the dirt. Donring blocks it. The count moves 2-1. It's Jake Murray at the plate, and then Tyler Freeze awaits on deck. Freeze, the 356 hitter. But not really that many breaks in the lineup other than Kyle Moore. Actually, the lowest average in the lineup this evening is the designated hitter Havel. He was batting .264. That would make him like the fourth or fifth best hitter in the Xenia lineup. But Jorge just putting him down with relative ease. Knock on wood. But 2-1 pitch delivers on the outside. So now Lozano behind in the count. 3-1 to the catcher. And a big out here to make with, a very talented part of the order for the Hamilton Joes coming up. A part of the order that, at any point could easily put up a 4 or 5 spot if you let things get out of hand. 3 balls to the strike. Lozano looks to Donring. The pitch. And that one's hit high in the air towards right field. Chasing back is the right fielder, Jeremy Barth. He'll come under it, make the grab. Out number 2, the runner Thaman tags up, heads over towards third. A great throw there by Jeremy Barth. Just won't get there in time. So the runner advances 90 feet, but mark it down as an F9 for out number 2. And with 2 away and a runner 90 feet away, it's going to be Tyler Freeze to the plate. Freeze. 0 for 2 on the day. The Indiana State shortstop, a 356 hitter on the regular season. Noah, I don't know if you know this, but Freeze actually played in the Cape Cod League earlier this season.
I actually did hear a rumor of that as he played a few games down there before he came over here.
First pitch on the inside, ball 1. The Cape will do that, man. Other leagues have more short contract situations. We saw it with your buddy who played in the Northwoods for just a couple of weeks as the 1-0 pitch is grounded foul down the first baseline, evens at the count of ball and strike.
Yeah, a few of the bigger leagues will just contract players in for X amount of games rather than just bringing guys in for a season like the Scouts do here.
And that's especially helpful when you have a lot of guys from a Coastal Carolina or an Arizona who's going to be playing in the College World Series that goes into the season. But 1-1 pitch, that one is going to get past Donring, but the runner at third is not going to be able to cover there. Ring seemed to have lost the ball, but with it being right behind him, the runner at third, Thaman, will not try to make a sprint for home. So all that does is move the count 2-1 here with 2 away in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Scouts with a 6-1 lead. The runner at third is Tyler Thaman. Jorge Lozano. The 2-1 pitch. And that one is hit foul out of play. Third base side will not hit a car. Evens up the count 2-2, and Lozano 1 strike away from another scoreless frame. So Freeze steps back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Jorge Lozano, the 2-2 pitch, and that one is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Hip, hip, Jorge. And he gets out of the 7th inning unscathed. No runs on 1 hit and 1 man left aboard. We have played 7 innings of baseball here at Foundation Field in Hamilton, Ohio, and the Scouts with a 6-1 lead. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Top of the 8th inning. Xenia leads Hamilton by a score of 6-1, and Jeremy Barth's in to lead things off for the Scouts. First pitch coming now. And he hits that one hard and foul out of play on the left field side. Will it hit a car? Did it get one, Noah?
I think it did right off the
looks
top.
Looks like it got one. Wow. So, but regardless, foul ball. Nothing in one the count. 0-1 pitch. And Jeremy lays off on the outside, even to the count of ball and a strike. Jorge Lozano, though, Noah, looking very impressive. Just as impressive, even more impressive in the 7th than he did in the 1st. He's really settled in well.
Yeah, he's very much settled in from possibly early playoff nerves or something. It's kind of hard to tell from here, but very much has settled in and has worked his spots and established off speed very well.
2-1 pitch taken low and in, moves the count 3-1. But Jorge, after allowing the leadoff bomb to Ben Spitznagel, that's the only blemish on the record so far. 3-1 pitch down to Jeremy Barth. And he checks his swing. Does he go? Home plate umpire says yes, he could not hold off. So the count goes full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Barth. Jeremy, he reached on an error his last time up, but he hits that one hard. Right field side past the first baseman, and that's going to roll in a base hit. And the Scouts with the leadoff man aboard for just every inning since the 4th. They have gotten the leadoff man aboard. So you talk about keys to the game, and the Scouts who yesterday couldn't, get a situational hit if their life depended on it. They have heard the Roosters crow today, and it has looked very good so far.
They heard the rooster crow, and this time they listened.
So McDonald to the plate now with Jeremy Barth on and nobody out. McDonald, his last time up, got hit by a pitch. Ended up coming around to score. First pitch taken on the outside, ball 1. Evan has scored 2 of the 6 Xenia runs on the day. Barth taking a decent-sized lead over at first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And Evan hits that one hard towards center field. That's going to be caught by the center fielder, Kyle Moore. That ball carrying a little bit more than you assumed it would off of the bat, but mark it down as an F8 and out number 1 here.
Yeah, Evan really stroking that ball much like he did with pretty much every ball he hit at the last game at Licking County, to where everything was just hit on a line there, and really continued bringing that and hitting a lot of balls really hard.
And that's got to be, as a hitter, that's got to be a net win. If you hit a ball hard and, it finds the glove of someone, called a good at bat. But first pitch, runner goes. Throw on over to second will be off the mark. Jeremy Barth slides in safely. A stolen base for the one that they called. Move a runner to scoring position here in the top of the 8th inning.
Yeah, showing off the speed.
And Jeremy Barth, talk about the dad bod, but can still swipe a bag here and there. So 1 ball, no strike. Off there, he went around even to the count. Colt Wolf, 2 for 2 on the day, has drawn 2 walks. So the on-base percentage for the first baseman is all over the place, and he strokes that one past the glove of the second baseman, and that's going to roll into center field. Jeremy Barth is going to head home, and he will get there without a throw. And RBI the bat of Colt Wolf, his 3rd hit of the day, and the Scouts extend their lead to 7-1 now, Noah.
Yeah, as they just continue to be hitting well right now. Something that's nice to see. Obviously the pitcher, necessarily their top reliever who they brought in, but the Scouts very much still have to take full advantage of it.
So a little bit of a roommate connection there with Wolf driving in Jeremy Barth, and the Scouts with another insurance run in, now 7-1. Taken low and into Donald Ring. Ring. Hitless on the day. He has drawn a walk and come around to score. And he waves pitch. Evens count up a ball and strike. But the Scouts, thus far, have done their jobs here. Situational hitting has looked good and sets up a big game. DeMars can hold on here. 1-1 pitch taken off the plate. Moves the count 2-1.
Yeah, the Scouts will need to make sure to secure 6 more outs without giving up 6 runs as of right now.
2-1 pitch. And that So Ring moves ahead in the count 3-1, but it's not over till it's over, and we've seen it, even with completely mismatched teams. Lima had a 7-run comeback in the 9th against the Locos once this season. 3-1 pitch. And that one is way high ball. Don Ring draws the walk. His second walk he has drawn today, and the Scouts with runners at first and second here with still just one out. It brings Ryan O'Hearn up with an opportunity to bring home a couple more. O'Hearn 2 for 3 on the day, a double, a single, also drew a walk. The center fielder from Hillsdale College has done his job thus far. Ryan, this is not his first year in the Athletes in Action program. Last year, playing Ridgeman. But alongside trivia, Aaron Valance. There you go. Need a little help there. Hey, it's better than what I did the other day. I asked, when you had Bo Decker in left field for the Licking County Settlers, I said, what's another famous Bo from Auburn other than Bo Jackson? I answered the question.
Bo Jackson.
Within the question, yeah. So it was tough. So my trivia skills are better here. Now I give you 3 seconds to answer it myself, but looks like we're going to have a pitching change here for the Hamilton Joes. It is runners at first and second, and 1 out here for the Scouts. They lead by a score of 7-1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Plenty of time. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. O'Hearn to the plate now. It's runners second with still just 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. Scouts lead by a score of 7-1. O'Hearn, as we mentioned before, 2 for 3 on the day with a walk. He fouls first pitch straight back down. The count 0-1 now. Flying Ryan O'Hearn from Hillsdale College of the great state of Michigan. The 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. And that one slider outside part of the plate taken there for a call strike. So O'Hearn now behind the count Trying to land free from Northwood, North Carolina Central University, a pace for this Hamilton Joe staff. 0-2 pitch taken upstairs. Fraley on the season, he had a 1-2 record with a 5.89 ERA. That was over 18 and a third innings pitched. He struck out 16, walking just 7. He's ahead in the count on O'Hearn, 1-2 here with 1 away. Wolf taking a decent-sized lead over at second. And that one in there for a called strike 3. So Ryan O'Hearn goes down looking. He struck out today, and now that's out number 2 here. Brings up Kerry Holloway.
Kerry Holloway.
Kerry is 1 for 3 on the day. He singled his.
Action down in the Scouts bullpen. It looks like now it will be Trenton Wood who is getting loose.
That looks like Walter. But first pitch looks like it hit Kerry Holloway.
It did. It grazed to the inside of his sleeve, it looks like. Just barely.
Some Walter Rook the 4th. So Walter Rook the 4th possibly making his reemergence into the Scouts lineup after the devastating slip and slide concussion. But the base is loaded now for Aaron Valance. 2 away, 8th inning. First pitch, and AV shows bunt, pulls back. Speaking of bunts and Aaron Valance, Aaron's last time up, he laid a bunt down the first base line. Was meant to be a sacrifice, ended up reaching safely for his first hit of the day.
Yeah, just much of a perfectly placed bunt as you could ask for a sacrifice.
And AV swinging and missing there, behind in the count now. Oh, they're going to say catcher's interference, or?
Catcher's interference, as it looks like he got just a piece of the glove on his forward swing, and that'll bring a run home.
Yeah, so catcher's interference there brings in Colt Wolf. The Scouts extend their lead to 8-1. So Aaron Valance getting on base in all kinds of ways today. A single, a walk, and now catcher's interference. Give him the RBI, or probably don't give you RBIs for catcher's interference. You never know. You never know. The rules of baseball are sometimes just a bit beyond me.
Couldn't tell you, Andrew.
But Adrian Marquez now comes to the plate with 2 outs and the base is loaded. Marquez, he's 1 for 5 on the day. An RBI single back in the 4th, his only hit of the day. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch to Guess. That one taken upstairs, ball number 1. Marquez from Wright State University. He was a .275 hitter on the year. 5 home runs, 16 RBIs. A home run here would be huge. 1-0. And Marquez takes low and away. Good job of holding off on his half swing there. 2 balls, no strikes, and obviously with the bases loaded, no one nowhere to put Marquez.
Marquez will get a pitch to hit, and he has flashed his power multiple times throughout the year.
2-0. And Queso fouls that one straight back, moves the count 2-1. But I think that's been one of Marquez's problems throughout the year, is just swinging and missing at balls on the outside. But obviously when he has gotten something to hit, he has taken advantage. And we've seen a lot of improvement lately with the left fielder coming off just his first season in the field with the Wright State Raiders.
Yeah, he actually did just change his swing to where now he starts a little more open. And so he can come more set and really gets his body almost moving towards the outside part of the plate. And so he can cover a little bit more out there.
And adjustments like that is basically the reason why we play summer ball, just trying to get everyone better. I mean, wins and losses are great. But to send a guy back with, well, here's a 3-1 pitch. And that one delivers way on the outside, ball 4. So Adrian Marquez draws a bases loaded walk. Chalk him up an RBI there. And now the Scouts lead by a score of 9-1. So now 9-1 the score in favor of the Xenia Scouts. And John Sharp comes to the plate with the bases loaded. So Marquez, that was his 2nd RBI of the day in the Scouts. Now their 9th hitter here this inning, and they will have batted through. Holloway at 3rd, Valance at 2nd, Marquez at 1st. First pitch to Sharp, and he hits that one hard and foul. First base side, 0-1 goes the count. John Sharp, 1 for 4 on the day. singled and came around to score back in the 6th inning.
A little interesting tidbit from the other side of the bracket. The Lima Locos are also leading 9-1 in the 7th inning as well.
It's a small world after all, except for we're in the 8th inning.
Well, we're in the
So
top of the 8th.
We're getting things done a little bit
bottom
quicker
7.
than they do over there in Lima, let me tell you. John Sharp check swing, fouls a 0-1 pitch down the first base line, so he's behind in the count. Nothing in 2 here. Bases loaded and 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Scouts lead 9-1. Lefty-righty matchup. Sharp hits from the right side. The 0-2 pitch. And swung on and missed strike 3, and that's going to do it for the Scouts here in the top of the 8th. But 3 runs on 2 hits and 3 men left aboard. We have reached the middle of the 8th inning. The Scouts lead by a score of 9-1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Top of the order for the Hamilton Joes here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Scouts with a 9-1 lead over the ball club from Hamilton. Andrew Alix here alongside Noah Jones. First pitch. That one taken on the outside, ball number 1. The Scouts, remember, they need to win this game to advance into a 3rd game. So 2 balls, no strikes. Now Lozano missing against Spitznagel. Spitznagel responsible for the only run of the day so far. And that pitch is taken high in the air towards right. Jeremy Barth is chasing back, but looks like he'll get there. Makes the grab, out number 1.
A big play there by Barth as he's going back on that ball. And it's not necessarily the easiest play, but using that speed to be able to track it down and getting a good read on it and being able to secure an out here for Jorge in the 8th inning.
So now with 1 away, it's going to bring Jackson Boyce to the plate. Boyce is 1 for 3 on the day. A single back in the 1st. Since then, a strikeout and a ground out for the second baseman from IUPFW. First pitch is fouled straight back into the screen. 0-1. And it'll be interesting to see how long they're going to allow Lozano to go here. Breaking ball that time, missing up and away. Evens at the count and ball, and a strike with 1 away. Lozano missing again, so 2-1 moves the count. Boyce hits from the left side against the righty Lozano. 2-1 pitch, and that one's hit in the air towards left. Adrian Marquez takes a couple steps in, but makes the grab. Out number 2, so a couple of fly ball outs. Retire Hamilton 2 up, 2 down, and it's going to bring up Dane Tofflin, who is had a pretty good day so far. If you count getting hit by 2 pitches as a good day. Since then, he's singled. So he has reached base all 3 times, call himself 1 for 1. And Lozano looking to put up a 7th consecutive scoreless inning here against the Hamilton Joes. So 2 away, first pitch to Dane Tofflin. That one outside part of the plate, fastball, a called strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. And swing and a miss there. Lozano getting ahead in this count early. And just one strike away from putting another 0 on the board. What have you liked from him so far, Noah?
And he's since that first inning, he's really settled in, has been really painting corners and living low in the zone and having a very good command on all of his off-speed pitches. And even as the game has gone on, he's gotten stronger, and he's picked up more strikeouts lately than when he started. And he's just been very efficient in a lot of different ways, really, on the mound today.
0-2 pitch comes on the inside, moves the count 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Lozano, and that one, Tofflin just gets a piece of it, fouls it straight back into the box. We're going to stay at 1-2. Lozano, a guy we've seen him improve, from start to start throughout this season, and I think that Wright State is going to be very happy about the pitcher that they're getting going into this fall ball season and his redshirt freshman year. 1-2 pitch, and that one's grounded over towards third base. John Sharp takes it on a hop, long throw over to first, pulls Colt Wolf off the bag, so probably mark it down as an infield single, and 1 on and 2 out. It's going to bring Bryson Shelton to the plate.
Yeah, that ball really pulled John Sharp deep into that hole, and was a long throw, and the runner with some decent speed to be able to get down that line. It would have taken a very, very good play in order to get him out there.
So 1 on and 2 outs, and looks like possibly an injury to Tofflin, as the trainer is going to come out and have a word. I mean, we don't know. He seems to be walking a bit slow, but doesn't seem terrible. But nonetheless, it's hard to tell what the actual issue is. Looks like the umpire and the manager, as well as the first base coach for Hamilton, all out there having a word. And we assume Tofflin's going to be able to stay in the game, but maybe not. So it looks like Hamilton will call in a pinch runner, but that would be an interesting scenario going into a third game without the highest rated pro prospect in the Great Lakes League in their lineup.
Yeah, that would be a huge blow for Hamilton here in game 2 if they aren't able to have Tofflin in their lineup tomorrow, as he's been one of their key hitters and one of the big bats in the middle of their lineup.
Yeah, such a talented guy, but a pinch runner coming out for the Hamilton Joes.
Your attention, please. Now entering the game.
We look at the numbers for Jorge Lozano now. Lozano officially 100 pitches in through 7 2/3 innings, looking to put up his 7th consecutive scoreless frame here in the bottom of the 8th. It's 1 on and 2 out. The batter is Bryson Shelton. First pitch, swing and a miss there. Lozano ahead in the count, 0-1. Shelton 0 for 3 on the day. 4.63 double play his last time at the plate. 0-1 pitch. Fastball up and away that time, evens at the count, a ball and a strike. Andrew Alix here alongside Noah Jones, the Scouts leading by a score of 9-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Lozano looks the 1-1 pitch, and breaking ball finds the outside part of the plate there. Great pitch by Lozano to move ahead in the count 1-2.
Yeah, very good off-speed pitch there. I believe that the pinch runner coming into the game is going to be Davis Wilson, number 26.
From Arkansas Tech, the native of Hope, Arkansas. 1-2 pitch, and that one taken just off the plate. And quick trivia, most famous native of Hope, Arkansas.
I couldn't tell you, Andrew.
That would be the 42nd president of the United States, Bill Clinton. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Lozano looks to Don Ring. He sets and delivers, and swing and a miss, strike 3. Drop third strike. Don Ring's going to throw over to first in time for out number 3, but hit Jorge. He gets him there and puts up another scoreless frame in the bottom of the 8th. No runs on 1 hit and 1 man left aboard for the Hamilton Joes. We have played 8 innings of baseball. The Xenia Scouts lead by a score of 9-1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. A new pitcher into the game for the Hamilton Joes. It's Chris Cannelli from North Carolina Central University. He is a 1-0 record with a 4.28 ERA. 10 strikeouts and 11 walks over 21 innings pitched. We are here in the top of the ninth. The Scouts lead by a score of 9-1. Jeremy Barth to the plate to lead things off. First pitch. Breaking ball finds the zone. A called strike one. Jeremy has had a day so far. He singled, stole a base, and came around to score his last time up. A 1 pitch, and he takes that low and away, evens up the count, a ball and a strike. It'll be interesting to see who the Scouts send to the mound for the bottom of the ninth inning. I doubt they'll send Lozano with 104 pitches, despite the fact that he has looked great.
Yeah, I would think that it would be Walter Rook, as he was the one getting loose last inning, but you don't know.
2 balls and a strike now. Here's the pitch. And Jeremy takes on the inside, so moves the count 3-1. The Scouts trying to get just a couple more runs to make this win all but inevitable here in the top of the ninth inning. So 3-1 now to Barth. Here's the pitch. And swung on and missed there. The count's going to go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And I think the biggest story is that it never rained, Noah.
That is very true.
3-2. And Barth fouls it back. Did the catcher catch it? No. So we're going to stay at 3-2. The catcher, Murray, could not hold on. So 3 balls and 2 strikes still. Barth, he steps back into the box. The 3-2 pitch. And Jeremy hits that one on the ground towards second base. The second baseman, Boyce, picks it up, throws on over to first. In time, out number 1.
Yeah, ball that looked like off the bat that has been like most of his singles over the past couple of days, just a ground ball in that 3-4 hole. And the second baseman ranged over. It wasn't hit as hard this time and made the play.
Hitter, number 17,
so now Evan McDonald steps in. Evan, a single, a hit by pitch, a sac fly, drove in a run. He has scored twice. Technically 1 for 3 on the day. First pitch is way outside, ball 1. McDonald, a guy that has been swinging the bat great lately. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And change up on the outside, evens up the count, of ball and a strike. So 1-1, Ganelli. He delivers. And that one comes low and in, moves the count 2-1. And out, in terms of the situational hitting, what have you seen today, Noah, that you have been impressed by?
It just seems like it's almost been a light switch that has almost gotten off in them. As yesterday, they just had a lot of times where it was bases loaded and they just hit a ground ball to the infield, where people like Evan McDonald stepped up today, hit the deep fly ball to be able to score runs, or guys have come up clutch and just delivered base hits.
Swing and a miss on 3-1, moves the count full. But you know the old saying, Noah, when it rains, it pours. And that has been the case tonight, and all the Scouts can hope for is that same kind of performance carries into tomorrow. 3-2 pitch, and Evan hits that one high in the air. Very, very shallow left field. The third baseman steps back, makes the grab, out number 2.
High pop fly. That would be a home run in the phone booth.
So now with 2 away and
at the top of that last inning, A.J. Compton stays in the game, number 29. He's in left field, moving from left to third base, number 10, Jackson Boyce. For the Xenia Scouts at the plate, it's a designated. Sorry, it's the first baseman, number 34, Colt Wolf.
First pitch to Colt Wolf, now breaking ball on the outside. They said the pitch did not count as the public address announcer was still going, so a wasted pitch there to Wolf. Colt, a guy who has had arguably one of his best games of the season today. Colt has reached base 4 times. Check that, 5 times, 3 singles and 2 walks. And he takes up and away, ball number 1.
You'll take that any day of the year, won't you, Andrew?
Oh, absolutely. 1-0 pitch. And Wolf waves and misses there, evens up the count, of ball and a strike. 2 down here in the top of the ninth. The Scouts with a 9-1 lead, trying to put this one on ice, and hopefully this being their last trip to the plate. But Wolf hits that one hard, third base line. They will say that that one did not find the line, so Wolf now falls behind in the count, 1-2. And looking at the bullpen, it looks like that could be Walter Rook the fourth.
I believe it
Warming
is.
up again, so the 1-2 pitch now. And breaking ball swung on and missed strike 3, dropped third strike. They laid down the tag, and that is out number 3. So the Scouts go down in order in the top of the ninth. But we go into the bottom of the ninth where the Scouts on this victory. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. The bottom of the ninth inning. The pitcher, Walter Rook the fourth, who has overcome the concussion in the slip and slide injury, and a guy who the Scouts very much missed during their stretch run, and he is back now for the playoffs. First pitch from Rook. That one is fouled out of play. First base side, the batter is Kyle Moore. Moore, the center fielder from Indiana State. But we can quickly talk about the day that Jorge Lozano had on the mound. 8 innings pitched, 1 earned run. 0-1. Rook looks to the catcher, Donald Ring. And that one comes low and in, even to the count of ball and a strike. Defensive substitution for the Scouts. Caleb Bloy comes in to replace Colt Wolf, a defensive change over at first base. If you look at the infield right now, it's a big shift over to the left side. Kerry Holloway playing to the left of the second base bag. Aaron Valance right in the middle, and John Sharp playing deep down the line. Rook misses low and away that time, moves the count 2-1. And Noah, do you think the big lack of pitching over the last couple days has any effect on Rook?
I don't think so. It might have actually given him some rest, possibly coming into the playoffs, and it might be a fresh arm that we can have out of the pen that we might not have had otherwise.
So swung on and missed there. Like Kyle Moore evens up the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rook, the 2-2 pitch. And that one is hit over towards second base. It takes a weird hop in front of the bag and gets over the glove of Kerry Holloway. Rolls into center field, a base hit.
Yeah, as the shift was on there, it was a ball that was hit right up the middle, but the second baseman traditionally was playing right up on top of the bag pretty much. And so the ball that was hit just hard. Sometimes it takes a bad hop and you just can't do anything about it.
So 1 on and nobody out. Leadoff single off of Rooker. We'll see how they mark that. It will be marked as a hit for Kyle Moore. So that's Moore's first hit of the day, but it brings Tyler Thaman to the plate. Thaman was 1 for 3 off of Lozano. Rook looks Kyle Moore back over to first. Thaman, a 1 for 3 day thus far. He singled his last time up. That came in the 7th, first pitch. Check swing from Thaman. Did he go home? Plate umpire says he did not. So 1-0 the count. A runner on first and nobody out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Scouts lead by a score of 9-1. Rook. The 1-0 pitch. And that one will find the outside part of the plate. A fastball there from the 4th. Evens out the count, a ball and a strike. Decent sized lead over at first for Kyle Moore. The 1-1 pitch. And Rook goes low and away that time, behind in the count now 2-1.
Yeah, Rook just looking to try to get ahead in these counts as the first hitter he faced. He fell behind 2-1 before giving up the hit, and now it's 2-1 again. So not necessarily the start that Walter would necessarily like, but going to try and be able to get out of this is realistically a double play ball would be huge here for him.
2-1 pitch, and that one's fouled straight back into the screen, going to even things up 2-2. Now remember, the Scouts, assuming they come through with a victory tomorrow, Game 3, the win or go home game for both teams will be played at Grady's Field in Xenia at 7:05 Eastern Standard Time, in what will be one of the biggest games in the history of the Scouts franchise. 2-2 the count now, the pitch, and that one is hit into center field, and that'll drop in front of Ryan O'Hearn, a single. So Kyle Moore goes over to second now, a couple straight hints off of Walter Rook as Hamilton Joe's at first and second with nobody out. So now Don Ring goes out to have a word with Walter Rook at the mound as they just played a funny sound clip. I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew clip. Haven't heard that one yet, but they have a lot of fun here at Hamilton. This will be our last trip to Hamilton, obviously, no matter what, with the final deciding game being played back in Xenia. But good amount of fans here, and they run a decent program here, the Hamilton Joes. So runners at first and second. Nobody out. The batter, Ben Havel. First pitch, and that one's grounded over towards first. Caleb Loy is going to go to second for 1, to throw to first for 2. Well, they will not throw to first for 2, as Aaron Valance will hold on, but they get the runner at second for out number 1. Mark it down as a fielder's choice, and now runners at the corners. And 1 out.
I believe they may.
Are they going to say that
safe?
So they're going to say that Valance didn't get his foot down for the force?
Possibly. I'm not really sure. It seemed like he was out.
Yeah, it looked like he made an arm signal there to maybe on second thought they say they did not get him. So the bases are now loaded. The Scouts, remember, they lead by a score of 9-1. So a home run here would make it a 4-run game, but Rook in a tad bit of trouble. First pitch, and that one is hit over towards first base. Bloy backhands it, throws to second for 1, to throw to first for 2. In time. So a 3-6-1 double play. A run does come home to score for the Hamilton Joes. But that's kind of, you talk about the defensive replacement, bringing in Caleb Bloy, and it comes in big time there. Bloy making a very good play defensively, and now the Scouts 1 away from putting this one in the history books, Noah.
Yeah, that play was pretty huge. As Walt making sure to get over in time, and very athletic to be able to both catch the ball and find the base all at the same time.
So we talk about the variety of ways double plays can be made, and 3-6-1. That's a new one here for this season. The first pitch from Rook in there for a called strike. The batter is Tyler Freeze. Freeze 0-3 on the day, a 356 hitter on the season, but Jorge Lozano effectively shutting him down so far. 0-1 pitch, and that one is hit in the air past the glove of the third baseman John Sharp, and it's going to go into left field, a single. The runner at third comes in to score and makes it a 9-3 ball game.
Yeah, the double play ball allowing the first one to score, but you're going to trade that in with a 8-run lead, giving up 1 run for 2 outs in the 9th inning. It's obviously something you're going to do, and so now Walter just hoping to execute on one more hitter and hopefully put it on ice.
But, you know, like we say, with this Hamilton Joe's team, every out is earned. Nothing is given, especially with the top of the order. And the leading hitter in the league, Ben Spitznagel, to the plate. Spitznagel. He is 2 for 4 today, a solo home run, the only run that Jorge Lozano gave up. First pitch breaking ball from Rook. That one finds the inside part of the plate for a call. It's strike one. Oh, 1. Here's the pitch. And that one is hit in the air towards the left center field gap, and that one is going to drop. So another hit given up there, and now it's runners at first and second. Going to bring Jackson Boyce to the plate. The Scouts leading by a score of 9-3 now with 2 outs, and just kind of trying to get this one finished. Probably a similar feeling that Hamilton felt last night, but that one ended up being a little too close for comfort for them.
Yeah, as they trimmed a 5-run lead down to a 1-run lead very quickly, and the Scouts obviously tried to avoid anything that close from happening. And Walter Work just looking for one more out to be able to send it home.
Well, the tying run is not even in the hole, so it'll be a couple of minutes until the hearts were to start. The heart rates were going to start going up. Rook's still just obviously 1 out away, and a capable guy can do it. First pitch hit over towards third, foul ball. The count's going to go 0-1. The batter is Jackson Boyce. Boyce is 1 for 4 on the day. He singled back in the first. A strikeout, a ground out, and a fly out since then. So, 0-1 the count. Rook, the 0-1 pitch, and that one is fouled straight back into the screen, and now Walter's just 1 strike away.
Yeah, just a one well-executed pitch here. Should be able to send the Scouts back to Game 3 at home at Grady's Field, and it's definitely where they would rather be rather than an elimination game here in Hamilton.
So 0-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. Rook looks back to second. Now he looks to Don Ring. The pitch. And that one broken back grounder over towards short. Aaron Valance fields it. Throw on over to first will be in time, and that is all she wrote here tonight. The final score, the Xenia Scouts 9, the Hamilton Joes 4. The Scouts with 9 runs on 12 hits and 1 error. The Joes with 4 runs on 11 hits, no errors. The winning pitcher is going to be Jorge Lozano, and I know we have talked about the work that Lozano has done. He threw 8 innings, allowing 1 earned run on a couple of hits, but he was super effective all day, you know, and just talk about the peace of mind, Noah, that it takes for a guy to let up a leadoff home run and then let off another hit after that. And, you know, a lot of guys would start to think that, you know, Rome is falling and that he's toast, but Jorge, you know, never backed down. And after that first inning, you know, he was just in cruise control as he's been all season. And the Scouts offense, unlike yesterday, you know, just piling on run after run after run. So even though the fact that Hamilton put up 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th, the heart rates never even really go up that much. Any final thoughts, Noah?
Yeah, it's awesome to see the offense producing very well. They put up 9 runs over 4 different innings in which they scored. So scoring in almost half the innings in which you're playing, you're obviously going to get a lot of runs. You're going to win a lot. And so hopefully this will pour over going back home now with either Adrian Peraza on the mound is what we would expect. But hopefully they can add on that run support to whoever's on the mound tomorrow and give them a little bit of a lead to be able to try to push the Scouts into the finals.
So, you know, folks, I was a little bit worried coming in that this might be our last time together with Xenia Scouts baseball, but the Scouts fight to see another day, and they will be back in action tomorrow at 7:05 Eastern Standard Time, taking on the Hamilton Joes. The winner will go to the finals of the Great Lakes League. I am Andrew Alix. He is Noah Jones. For us and the entire Xenia Scouts family, we thank you for joining us tonight. We hope you have a good night, and God bless. We will see you tomorrow for game number 3.